Who wants to start?
I'll start. I'm Kat. I use they them pronouns. That's I'm in a bunch of carry stuff, so that's why I'm here. I'm like pro carry everything, so here I am. Yeah, I don't know what else I'm gonna say. That's it.
You have to give us a fun fact.
Did you know there is a type of bird that exists in the world that is called it's called a cowbird, and basically the whole thing is that cowbirds just like nest their eggs in other birds' nests, and when those babies are born, they then just shove all the other babies out, and that's like their whole thing. Yeah. So they're jerk birds. So fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kira. I use all pronouns, and I am Bob's child. So
I am
Bob's eldest. She's my eldest.
I just wanted to say that crows are awesome because they use tools and they recognize faces. So
yeah, and they have like generational intelligence. They're so cool. I want one.
I'll go next. I'm Bob. I use he, him pronouns. I play Jesse Richards in Deadlands. I'm Barth Crooks in The Prisoners. And now I'll be Dane Braun Anvil in All Clerics. So
what a last name.
Dwarven names, man.
Heck yeah.
Fun fact about me, my favorite animal is the manatee.
They're chill sea cows.
Yeah, they're like chill. And I was like, oh, I feel that. I want to be chill like that. So
I've always wanted to just like dip my feet and be snuffled by like a manatee nose. I just like that is like life goal right there. I'll be happy dying after that.
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
You're just like
she's like, oh, I'm drinking coffee
in the show, So I'm Jaden. I also go by the name Moss, whichever one works. I really don't have a preference. I use they, them, and he, him pronouns with a question mark at the end. Fun fact about me.
It doesn't have to be about you. It could be
but I don't know things. Is there anything in my room I can just show off?
I don't know. You came up with this share a fun fact.
I forgot I was gonna.
You started this.
Yeah.
You don't have a fun fact.
Oh, this is my husband. You can't see him. This is Portguest, the ace. He's from One Piece.
Nice.
And he makes me cry pretty much daily.
Good
husband.
Favorite character.
Oh man, well that was fun. That was wonderful.
Carrie,
thank you for that
what's
experience.
your fun fact?
Oh yes, I have to introduce myself. Yeah, okay, I'll get there.
Turn.
Thank you. I forget that I am a person here.
Could you forget?
I do not exist.
Carrie, she, her pronouns. I don't know what my fun fact is. I wasn't prepared for this. Oh, I could do a fun cat fact. So cats only meow at humans because they're mimicking like a baby's cry. Because we did not domesticate cats. Cats domesticated themselves.
Yeah.
Yes, because they're like, wait, this human will feed me and clean up my poop. What's the deal?
Master
So when
manipulators.
Yeah.
So when a cat like chirps at you, it's because they see you as their equal. Not that we needed an icebreaker, but that was wonderful.
That was good.
Falmount, a country rich in character and diverse in landmarks, wealthier than any other country you've known to exist. The kingdom sits atop a mesa, more tall than wide, but magnificently structured to hold the kingdom in the safety of its just treacherous, narrow road leading up to the gates. You have nearly reached the top, you think, as you're in the royal carriage that is riding up to the kingdom. You're alone in the carriage. It's happening like a one-by-one sort of thing, so you're all experiencing this just at different times. You're alone in the carriage, and you hear the driver whistling and barking commands to the horse that pulls the cart, both proving to be very well trained in this type of trek up the mountain. Once you finally reach the top and you reach the gates, you see 4 large checkpoint areas. And the cart approaches, and you see a couple guards look in the window at you. One opens the door and holds out their arm for you to step out of the carriage. You do so, and you have your summons from the royal court. You're greeted by a man that comes up and says, "Good morning, my name is Akande Rodriguez, and I'll be taking care of your entry papers to the landing today. I hope the ride wasn't too jolting." He says it like he's said it 1,000 times, probably just today. He looks at you and your summons, and then he pulls some parchment from his pocket, brings up a monocle. He looks through the monocle, looking you over, kind of up and down, and then he starts making some notes. He asks what weapons you're bringing into the landing today. You show him any of the weapons you have on you. He just notes them, and then he tears the paper in half, and he flicks one side of it, and they both become full again. He duplicates the paper, and he hands you one of the forms. Don't try that. It won't work for you. Please keep this form on you at all times while you're in the landing. And he turns and pulls out something else. As you're looking at the paper that he handed you, it basically has just a full description, a physical description of you. And underneath it says, no magical altering of appearance. You gather he received that from looking through the monocle. It states what weapons you're bringing into the landing. And it's signed by Akande Rodriguez. He then hands you a contract. Kind of lengthy, but as you're looking at it, the contract states, "By signing this form, I agree to the laws of the landing and the royals within Crown's Peak. I understand that by breaking any of these laws, I will be subject to punishment sentenced by King Arnold Vessimer himself. The king's word is law. Any order given must be carried out. No theft, no threatening, harming, or attempting to harm any member or employee of the royal family. If you are royally titled, you are required by the king's law to register your title at the gate before entry. Please ask any of the guards at the checkpoint if you have any questions or concerns. If you understand and accept these conditions, sign below and return to the checkpoint guard. Enjoy your stay at Crown's Peak." And the bottom of it looks like it was almost like stamped with a signature of sort of like the royal family and crest down at the bottom. Akande hands that to you and almost like wasn't really expecting you to read it. Like a lot of people probably don't actually sit and read through the contract. They're like, yeah, this is what I have to sign to get in. Cool. Kind of watches as you're reading through it. You sign. None of you have ever been up here before. He takes the form, rips it to duplicate it as well, hands you your copy. One last thing, and he turns and he hands you basically like sheath guards and clips. Just little leather straps that you clip over your weapons so they can't be pulled out of the sheath unless that clasp is taken off. He says, "These are to remain on your weapons at all times to avoid any miscommunication or accidents. Would you like to put them on, or would you like me to?" And he takes a moment, and whatever preference you prefer, and that's what happens. Finally, he says, "Welcome to Crown's Peak," and he opens the gate for you to enter. A guard will escort you to the meeting room. King Vessimer is expecting you. You're escorted through the kingdom, and you unfortunately can't explore too much by being escorted through here, but on this main path, you're able to see it's quite beautiful. The amount of time and work it had to take to haul all of these building supplies up here. Beautifully crafted stonework and beautiful architecture everywhere you're looking. Clean streets, the smell of bakeries and home-cooked meals, the occasional smell of livestock brushes through, but it's quite pleasant other than that. Dogs bark, children play in the streets. You see guards all around, casually speaking with civilians and tossing toys. It's not like down below where guards are patrolling the streets. It's very casual up here. So the four of you are brought together inside of the circular meeting room with a large round table. And a king's chair is super obvious. It's large with the royal purples of Fallmount. The rest of the chairs have just plain, like, brown cushions on them. They're still insanely comfortable. A few paintings are hung on the walls, most of which seem to be the king himself, but by various different artists and styles. If you would take this time to introduce your character, who you're playing, and kind of what the party can see as you're sitting here kind of waiting for everyone to arrive.
As you're in this like very comfortable, very like opulent, fancy area, you can see that this like she looks human, but like superhuman, like in the way that supermodels look human. With she's like almost 6 foot tall in height, with dark brown skin and black like hair with like streaks of grayish brown and reddish brown in it. She's, you know, about 6 foot tall. She's got this like almost like a powerful feel, even though she's sitting there kind of quietly, like very obviously uncomfortable in all this fanciness. But the thing that like strikes you when you first walk into the room are her scars. She's got 3 of them running through her right eye, and that eye you can see is like, it's obviously like blind, like she cannot see out of that eye anymore. She's also got 2 of like the scars running under her left eye. You can see a few of them running under her breastplate and her heavy armor. And that's Glory Kavarin.
You kind of see this pink tiefling. She's got really light blush colored skin. She's got like the horns that kind of do one of these moves behind, like up and then go back behind her head. And she's got really like long, like lavender purple hair. And the classic tiefling eyes with no pupils, but they're kind of a bluish hue. She is adorned in like, obviously like her armor, but you can see under her armor she's got like, and over her armor she's got sort of like translucent, almost meshy colored like drapage sorts of deals. And she is just kind of sitting there like just sort of looking, just sort of watching and taking everything in. And that is Radiance Fry. She uses she, her pronouns. She also goes by Ray.
You see another tiefling, probably the complete opposite of what Radiance looks like. Sort of like bluish purple skin, very like sort of greasy, like blue matted hair, bluish dark like black horns that are very much like ram horns, and bolted onto the edges of them are like dangling earrings, one with a full moon and one with like a crescent moon. You see just lots of iconography to like the night. The sort of I would say it's like a coat that you see that sort of like looks almost like it has 2 like sort of like tails that like kind of come off the end of it, and it's like a blue ombre, a very dark blue ombre that kind of transitions into a purple and then a black, and at the edges of those is like some silver stars that has been sort of woven in to allow sort of like his tail to be able to sort of like come out of the coat itself. Other than that, very nondescript clothing underneath the sort of underneath it. He has very piercing red eyes, and a bit of like a 5 o'clock shadow is the best way to describe it. He also has a mace that is basically just like a giant star on the end of it, and then he also has I'm trying to remember, I was like, I can't remember this He also has a sickle that basically looks like a crescent moon, and it has like a little bit of a like glow to it. So just very sort of like night sky iconography. And he kind of doesn't look too. He just kind of looks like comfortable here. He just kind of like strides in and is just like sits down if he's able to. His name is Chimere Alistair. He uses he, him pronouns. So.
We really just did opposite day.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking like pink bubble, very greasy edge.
Yeah.
They're gonna be
Love
best.
this.
Yeah.
I love this.
My inspiration for him was very much like Nightcrawler, the X-Men.
Yeah, cool.
Because
My
he's one of my
favorite.
favorites. So
Yeah.
that's basically what it was
Same.
like. Yeah.
And the last but not least, you see a very squat, short dwarf, long beard, leather armor on, has an amulet with a lion's mane. He's got a war hammer on his side. He's sitting there in the chair. His feet don't touch the ground, of course. He's like sort of needs a booster. But very, very he's looking around and he's like very interested in what's going on. I don't think he's not I mean, we are, it feels like we're way up high, but we're not in the air. So he's okay, being in a town. But he's very, very interested in see what's going on here. Dane Braun Anvil.
You're sitting here and you're just kind of looking around at each other for a moment, and then the door opens and the king walks in, King Vessimer. A strong-looking fellow, but his age has definitely caught up to both his hair and his gut. You can still see a good amount of intimidation as he's walking in. Like, you don't want to mess with this guy. But there's something about like the wrinkles on his face and the graying in his hair that makes him look much kinder than he probably did years before. He wears a sword on his side. The guards that escorted him into the room close the door and wait beside it quietly. The king walks over, sits in his chair, and he says, "Apologies for keeping you waiting. My son and I were out on a very educational archery training, lost track of time." And he kind of looks, his eyes are scanning over you for the first time. And there's this moment where he's like, "I asked for 3." And then his eyes go down to the dwarf and he's like, "Okay, yes, right. It's been brought to my attention that an island near our coast has been freed of a very dangerous artifact. The crew sent to eradicate that mess came back with reports of many, many lost lives. Not during the eradication they themselves performed, but during previous attempts throughout centuries. Some sort of shard that held people inside of it in a odd limbo state until they were released, but released as skeletons or decaying bodies. They have assured us that the shard is destroyed and that the threat no longer exists. One of them, and he looks slightly annoyed, is determined to start up some sort of a business there. Our guards had to forcibly remove him from the island until we can assure it is absolutely safe. And with that many deaths caused by a dark and powerful artifact, we need the 4 of you to go, look over the island, be sure there's nothing unholy left over. What do you say? The pay is good, I can assure you."
Lori's just gonna kind of bow in a bit of like uncomfortableness, like agreeing but not wanting to like break the silence that I assume is pretty awkward by now. It's like the 4 of us kind of
just looking around at each other like, yeah, sure. As for any potential threats. They did mention there is local wildlife. They had to fight some sort of. You see him like move in his pockets for a moment, pull out a piece of paper. Lizard bird creature. That's all we could really get. Nothing too out of match for them to their experience. Just keep your wits about you. That's what I would recommend.
And how will we be getting there?
Right. Once you are ready, and you see him bring up one leather pouch, put it down, and he actually slides it over to Ray for asking that question, pushes it over to you. And he just doesn't say anything. He just kind of nods to the pouch.
Okay, she'll sort of open it and peek inside.
Look in, you see 2 marbles. One of them is green and one of them is purple. And he says, the green one will bring you to the island. The purple one will bring you back here once the job is complete. You must all be in physical contact with each other through touch to travel together. That is very important. If you return without completing the job, you will not be paid for your services, and I will make sure no cleric organizations will employ you again. Do you understand?
Yeah, cheers.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Good to know.
Great. 5,000 gold pieces to each of you now, and he pushes them, and he's like, we will send these where they need to go. 5,000 when the job is complete.
Sounds good.
Funny,
Do I-
I've seen in my life.
Would Radiance have used or seen this marble transportation method before? Is this something that's common, or is this?
It is definitely not something that's common. It's not even really something any of you probably thought existed. This is definitely money buying power.
Yeah. Okay. So how do I use this marble? Do I break it?
He nods. It is much like glass, but when shattered, turns to sand.
Okay.
Once you squeeze that, it'll take you where it is destined to take you.
Great. Thank
Programmed out of character, where it is programmed to take you.
I remember them sheathing the weapons that had blades on them. And although I don't have one, I know I do see that
A spear on Glory's back. and-
yeah. Can we
I
have
think I
those
have a short
removed?
sword.
Can we have those removed before we leave?
You can remove them as soon as you arrive to where you're going. Yeah. They just unclasp. It's nothing. It's not like a lock or anything, but
Okay.
just needs to be clasped when you're inside these walls. Any other
Cool.
questions?
I don't believe so.
How big is the island that we are we going to be able to do it in 8 hours, or this going to take multiple days?
The group clearing it, I believe, took less than 10. So
Okay.
Days or hours?
hours.
Oh,
That is a good question.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm personally ready. I don't know if everyone else is, but she'll just kind of hold out her hand to whoever. One hand marble, one hand gib.
I'm gonna take her hand, I guess, and I'm just gonna offer my hand to whoever is gonna take it. I'm not gonna
hold hands. Wait, hold on. Does everyone have to be touching the person with the marble? Do I need everyone to kind of do one of these on me, or is it a connection? Can we link
just
it?
the connection. Everybody just needs to be linked in some way.
Come on, kumbaya, everyone.
Wouldn't that be something? You all make a chain and then only 2 of you leave. Splitting the party.
This
Great one, chat, guys. See you later.
Bye. I guess I'll take Glory's hand then and hold mine out to Dane.
I'll take his hand as well, and we will go.
Okay. You
Right,
crush the marble.
crush.
All right. It's much easier. it feels like a solid marble, and in the moment you put any sort of force on it, it kind of startles you for a moment how quickly it crushes and it turns to sand. And then in that split moment, you all feel this like sucking pull in your chest, and your stomach drops as your feet crunch down into sand, and you are standing on a beach.
Excuse me, I was not prepared for that. And she's gonna go over and kind of like dry heave a little bit. Teleporting is not a fun sensation.
Glory, we were warned.
I'm aware, but it's not like I could just say no to 10,000 gold pieces because I don't like teleporting.
Okay, touche. We're just on the beach, right? What is, like, can we see, is it like a line of trees sort of island? Do we have a volcano? What am I looking at?
Yeah, so looking forward, you're standing on this beach. It's a pretty small beach before it reaches trees. It doesn't look too tropical, but definitely very, very thick woods in front of you.
Okay.
You hear... Actually, go ahead and everyone make a perception roll.
The first roll.
Oh,
First
no.
roll of the day.
Which dice am I gonna use? A few.
Oh, Dane coming out strong.
With a 2.
I got a natural 1.
Use my gold dice.
Well, if it makes you feel
Oh,
better, I got
that's
it
good.
too.
Ouch.
21.
I got an 11.
It's a total of 5 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a total of 5 as well, but
Great.
it was a natural 1, so.
As this is happening too, I will
Dice
cast Detect
jail.
Magic.
Yeah, you just
Switch
immediately
out
cast
dice
Detect
jail.
Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looking around, all of you can see the tree line before you. Glory, however, once you're done, dry heaving, you stand up. You stand up and you're kind of looking around, and you hear nothing. There's no birds. You hear nothing.
Can I look around? There's just no wildlife, anything in sight.
Yeah, you don't see anything.
This is very odd. I have never been in a place where there are no animals. I'm gonna walk up to who of them looks most naturey? I guess blue guy. I'm sorry, I forgot your name already.
I'm here.
Blue guy.
Blue guy, yeah.
Yeah, part of the blue man group. I'm
Blue
gonna
man.
ask him if do you hear that? Or rather the lack of that?
Sort of. I'm mostly, my ears are still ringing from the teleportation, so that's gonna take a moment. But it's 30 feet, so do I feel any sort of magical aura around me?
Besides anything that would ping from your friends
Okay.
around you, no. Which, on that note, does anyone have anything with them that would kind of set off that detect magic that maybe Chimera would notice?
Things
Not-
that are used as components don't count as that because that's not magical.
Mm-hmm.
So, you might feel a faint, deity sort of sense.
I didn't ask Carrie so for everyone else, really quick side note, this is a character that I created in a one-shot before, and then I have been using in a long-term campaign that I'm bringing back to this thing.
Mhm.
And I forgot to ask you, I'm not planning on using any of the items that I've gotten through my main campaign, but perchance could I keep my cloak of billowing?
Okay,
I
that's
actually-
amazing. I love that.
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
well,
you
then
can.
just that.
I've wanted one of those for the longest time.
I was so excited. I spent literally all of my gold on it.
Amazing.
Okay, that's it then. I think that would show up.
Yeah, I love imagining that, my universe Ray and that universe Ray is just canon together. So I love carrying that stuff over.
She just
Right.
flip flops
Long
between
lost
worlds.
It
Well then,
seems,
yeah.
It seems rather empty around here. That's really all I'm gathering, though.
I'm gonna move a little bit like towards inland. I don't know if there's a hill or anything there, but I'd just like to try and get a lay of the land.
Is there any trails that, or from the woods, like that? Can we see an opening where we're like, oh, there's a trail, we can start heading in? Or
You can. It's not like a legitimate trail, but you see there's clearly evidence of camps that were set up here from the kingdom, probably, that came here and started clearing people, like, you know, forcibly making one of the people leave and all of that. So there is like a trail kind of cut into the tree line, just where they're trying to like hack off some branches to make an easier way of it, but there's no trail to follow on the ground necessarily.
okay,
Shall we?
We're not getting
Lead on.
anything done standing here, so let's go.
true.
All right. Who is leading? I will be up front and say this is going to be a survival roll.
I'm
I have +7, so
Oh,
if
please
you want to
lead
put me
on.
on this,
I'm fine.
I've got
what time of
Outlander
day is it,
stuff.
Carrie? By the
It
way.
is like barely.
I just
not
need to
even
know
noon.
if it's like light or dark.
Yeah, it's light. It's light.
That's all
Yes,
I need. Thank
that
you.
would be good to know.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
probably,
I'm
probably Glory then.
gonna use my wilderness things. I don't know, Outlander.
I'm gonna use my wilderness thing.
Uh,
Alright, yeah, make that survival roll.
So that's a 16.
Sweet. So you're able to follow kind of where you've seen this machete or sword just hack off different branches, and you start leading the group through. After a couple of hours, you come up to a little clearing, and as you're kind of emerging from this tree line, you look over and you see the remains of what looks to be a village, but it's quite old, and the houses are very small. They're small on like Dane standards. These homes, you're not entirely sure who they were meant for, but very, very small creatures. But most of them are destroyed or just old and fallen apart. Definitely not something anyone has lived in any time recently. You also see some sort of decaying mass. It's kind of off in the distance a little bit. You can't quite make it out, but you hear flies just buzzing around it.
There's nothing that seems amiss in the village other than that it's tiny, right?
Correct.
Like, so I'm gonna like kind of get out into the clearing area and see if I can see the decaying mass, like from a distance before like approaching it.
Okay, make a perception roll.
How long would you say we've been walking at this point?
Like a couple hours.
A couple hours. Okay. Never mind.
Is there any on the buildings themselves? Are there any like script or wording that we could make out or read?
I'll have you make an investigation roll.
So the perception was a 14.
Okay.
My investigation is a 2. We are rolling hot, folks. Bane is doing awesome.
What
love
dice
it
set
when
are
you
you
just-
using?
I gave up on the tray and I went to D&D Beyond, but it didn't help.
Oh.
No, not D&D
trying to-
Beyond.
I know. Trying to see the creature, you managed to see it's probably was quite large. Probably stood a little, like maybe a foot or so taller than you. and you see the king's words kind of repeat in your head, bird-like lizard creature. And you're like, yep, that is definitely what this
That's
was.
just description.
Yeah, but it is just decaying and rotting into the earth.
Is there any like blood spatter around it or anything that looks like it was like either running away from it or might have caused it? Like, is there any signs of like a struggle, I guess?
Make a medicine roll.
At least these are wisdom things. That's a 13. So.
It's kind of hard to tell. There's a little bit of blood, like just super dried into the dirt around it, but it's hard to tell
Too long to
how
tell.
it was executed. Yeah, it's
Died
pretty
30 hours ago.
It's pretty far gone, pretty decayed. As for all of these huts and homes, you definitely don't see any writing on it, and they just all look very old.
Is it still as quiet here? Like as we've been traveling, that hasn't changed at all?
Mm-mm. It's almost like more noticeable as you're moving through and you don't hear any birds flying out of your path or chirping or anything like that.
And if I remember correctly, this lizard bird thing, this was something that we were warned about that could be wildlife we'd have to watch out for, right?
Mhm.
Correct.
Well, I suppose we don't have to worry about the bird any longer, but it does worry me that it is dead.
Yes, if that was a predator towards us and it is dead, it means it has a predator.
Yes.
Trying to see if I have any spells I could use
I know,
to
me
help
too.
me, but I don't actually. Okay, so instead of, I guess, because everyone's kind of focusing on the village itself, if I look outside of the village and roll like maybe a perception check, is there like, I guess, can I roll a perception check to see if maybe there's anything else like outside of the village, like any signs of like that there have been like movement through, or like a path, or broken trees, or like, you know what I mean? Does that make
Sure.
sense?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
perception
yeah.
or investigation?
We'll do perception.
That's good, because I have a -1 intelligence. All right. Strawberry dice. Oh, that's much better. I got a 17.
Redemption. Okay. So looking around here, you start to take into consideration the size of the village. And so you start looking for small paths. And as you're looking around, you can see very small paths that kind of go out on, it's almost like this is a central point, and you see small paths going out in every direction from it. It would probably be pretty hard to follow, but you could give it a shot.
I did find some paths over here if we're thinking of leaving. I'm not sure if there's anything else left for us here.
Definitely does not look like it would be helpful to be here. But
How many structures are in this little village? Like 8 to 9, or like?
As you're looking it over, it's 20 to 25.
I think Dane wants to duck his head at least into one, just to see if there's one or two of them, just to see if there's anybody around or if they're hiding, that type of thing.
Sure. Yeah, you kind of lean down and start looking into some of these small structures, and you do that to a couple of them, they're all empty.
Okay.
But some of them, make an investigation roll. This is going to be a
Dang.
1, natural 20.
Oh, hi.
7.
Oh,
I'm telling you,
dang.
I am cursed today.
that you need to go up and get a different set of dice. You
I have 3
20.
here. I have 3 here. I just have to use a different set. That's all.
If all three of them are not working, need a new one.
Yeah, looking it over, you see, like, it's not like the homes were cleared out or anything. Like, they look like they were homes, but you don't see anyone in them.
It feels like they've been run off, but I don't know.
I mean, how much of their belongings are there? Is it like a hurried thing, or was it like it's been a long time?
Do you want to look in?
I don't think I can fit, but I will ask Dane to.
Well, Dane already looked in.
True.
How?
I mean, you
how
can
low
peek
off
in.
the ground is it?
Just gonna
They're
look
shorter
for
than
a
me.
window.
Yeah, so they're like teeny tiny.
They're like kobold size.
Radiance is like 6'4".
Yeah,
This-
all of you
I'm like
are
6
small. And then we have Dane. I love it.
Get on the ground and do a peek-see, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
if you want to look into some of them, you can make a perception roll.
Oh, while that is happening,
dark
may
dice.
I look around and sort of see if there's any sort of like iconography in this area? So like, I don't know, like a fountain that might have something, or just anything on like, I guess like any of the doors, or just like basically looking for any distinguishable like iconography basically.
Sure, I'll have you make a perception roll as well.
Was it perception or was it investigation for my roll?
Perception.
Oh, okay, cool. Then that's a 21.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah,
14.
so peeking into a couple of these buildings, you see these homes are untouched. Like, it does not look like someone was trying to gather supplies and rushed out. Supplies are where they were left when this home was destroyed. Nothing looks removed from the houses at all. As for looking at the doors and looking around for anything else, what did you roll for that one?
14.
14. I'll say you do manage to find some weaponry, like sitting up against some of the debris for one of them. You see little spears.
Like tiny spears?
They're pretty small spears, yes.
Also, I'm gonna take my guard off my weapon.
Yeah.
I thought that was implied, but I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, that's true. Good idea.
I would like to be armed in this village of small assailants. I don't know.
I will come back to the rest of the party then, and Kymer just sort of like clasps his hands behind his back and he goes, if I do remember correctly, I thought that there was something keeping these people sort of contained to live forever, and then when it happened, it sort of they all, turned to dust. So maybe that's why we're not finding anything.
That could definitely be the case. The houses
Makes
themselves
sense.
aren't disorganized in a
Right.
way that would imply.
So it might
They
seem
left.
it might seem better to go somewhere else and keep searching.
Indeed.
All right.
If you guys do want tiny spears, though, there are some over there.
Oh, a toothpick.
Yeah.
Or an
Um,
arrow.
Okay.
I can stand up front if we would like to go in a direction. Just point me.
The paths that Radiance found, that might be good.
They were hard to traverse, right?
They're
I
just
think
very
it's-
small, so it'll take mechanically a higher DC to be able to accurately follow them.
And that's also survival to follow tiny itty bitty paths.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
I think
Corey,
I'll allow a perception assist with that as well.
Or someone could cast
I-
guidance on me.
perception. I can perception assist, or I
Okay.
can. I don't actually know if I have guidance. Hold on.
I was about to say, I don't think I actually have guidance.
I
Me
do.
and Dane do, so.
I
I
do
was
have
gonna
guidance.
say that's amazing.
Okay. Well then, can we do all three?
Sure.
Can we do the rolls and then the perception assist roll and the guidance?
Absolutely, you can.
Okay, so the perception assist roll is someone else rolling, right?
That's
or am
me.
I rolling at
Yeah.
advantage?
No, we'll have Radiance roll assist or roll perception.
Who am I casting guidance on?
21,
me.
baby.
Hi.
21.
We level +7.
Let's see.
Am I
here.
casting guidance on Glory?
That would be
so.
appreciated.
Yes. I
So you
believe
get an extra D4 on whatever you put. Like you roll a D4.
That's a 1. Okay, so 17 plus 1 would be 18.
Boy, Dane is really like it's like his first time out as a cleric.
Did you roll with advantage for that assist?
No, I did not. It was a
Dang.
10, so
Dane's
It
a
was
cleric
eight.
in training.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Slack.
like they really didn't have like a cleric. They're like, well, we'll send our highest student, and even him's not
You
that
can learn
good.
while you're on the road.
He'll
Don't
Yeah.
worry
figure it
about
out, yeah.
you're level
On the
8.
job- On the job
you should
training.
know what you're doing.
It's on the job training for my my fave.
Not to level 8 by reading books.
Hey, I'm a slow learner.
They didn't
Sorry.
teach me this in class.
All right, so with Glory leading the way, and Radiance occasionally, like, there are times where Glory stops and is like, wait, I lost it, and Radiance's eyes have just been like on her feet, basically, like watching this tiny little trail, and she'll be like, no, I got it right here, we're good, and then get Glory like back on this track, and that happens a couple times as you're moving through this trail. Which trail did you go on? Did you go on the one like leading further in based on where you had come in, like the one across from you, or did you kind of veer off to one of the sides?
I think we probably would have gone for the most evident trail, so whichever one seemed most used, or something like that.
Yeah, or honestly, my first instinct is to just keep going deeper, like
Yeah.
from where
That
we
too.
came, so probably the one that was across.
Mm-hmm.
But
All right, so you continue on, and that happens a couple times. We're losing the trail, finding the trail, but you are able to continue until there's a moment where you kind of panic because the trail stops. And as you're kind of glancing around a little bit, you actually see little like almost like deer stands in some of these trees. It seems to be this is some sort of like hunting post or something like that. And the trail does not continue further. And there's this moment of like, damn it, this is a dead end. And as you're looking around, Radiance, you're able to spot through the trees, maybe just less than 100 feet further. These trees open up into some sort of clearing on the other side.
oh, the tree line. I think it ends just right over there.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
That's the music that I'll put behind this.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, you walk over, you get to the edge of this tree line, and looking out, you see that it's like the last couple lines of trees that you're passing by are kind of slanted a little bit, and as you were reaching this clearing, it almost looks as if something detonated outward. And you look out, and in the center of this clearing, you see a pile of thousands of skeletons and varying degrees of decay.
How big are these skeletons?
They look.
Or are there like any, I guess, are there any like features that would make them like recognizable for like like what the creature is, if it's humanoid or not, or whatever?
From here, I'll say it's very hard to tell. Everything is kind of blending together. But a lot of them appear intact if you wanted to investigate them further.
Before I go,
I was about to say, wait.
I feel like we should maybe roll something.
So
or do I have a spell?
I'm going to. Glory's gonna take a little ring that looks like two little Viking Norse serpents kind of biting each other's tails, and she's gonna twist it apart into 2 different rings. She's gonna give one to Radiance right next to her and cast a warding bond just to in case we go into danger in the next hour.
Tasty. Cool. Then could I just maybe roll a perception check just to see if there's anything of danger to me in this clearing?
Before you move forward?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm rolling a lot of perception rolls. I'm sorry. That's a crit fail.
Oh no,
I'm
ring is-
blind.
This
I've
ring
forgotten
is
how
really
to see.
Cool. This ring is so
I
neat.
wow. This is so thank you. And then she's gonna walk out.
Yeah.
So
Before
kind
that
of doing one of
happens-
these.
Before that happens, I will cast thaumaturgy to create a tremor in the ground for 1 minute, just to scare something if it decides.
You're
that
gonna
it's in the
scare
area.
me. Is
Yeah,
what
I was
you're
about to
saying.
say.
Ah!
I just sort of like
Crowd's
stomp
starting to
my
move,
foot
crowd's
on the
starting to
ground.
Yeah.
They're harmless. They're harmless.
I will say, yeah, Radiance grabs this ring and is kind of like looking at it as she's walking out. You take like 4 steps and then the earth starts shaking and you kind of stop and you're like,
If you like one of the fall to the ground and scramble back towards the party.
My apologies. I meant to tell you I did that. I just wanted to make sure if there is something.
You meant to tell me and you didn't?
You're
Well,
the
you
one
just
who
started
walked out in
walking.
a minute.
Well, I looked. I didn't see. I gotta go see what's happening in the middle.
Right. But then go for all.
I'm
by
gonna
all
go
means.
with her this time and say 2 is better than 1 at this moment.
Do I see? I'm actually gonna make a perception check. Do I see anything after
all
that
right,
tremor?
you make a perception roll. What is Dane doing? Just chilling? Or
I think so. I
Okay.
mean,
You're in awe of all these tall people.
yes.
Literally. Kat, how tall is Chimere? Roughly?
Roughly, probably just under 6 feet.
Yeah, so
just.
him and me are about the same
Yeah.
size.
Yeah.
I'm like
Got
half your,
6'4"
I'm half
radiant.
your
A
size.
little bit
Dane's just
taller.
like-
I only play tall characters. It's the 5'3" in me. You know?
That's a mood.
I'm
Yeah.
not quite tall enough, but I'm mostly tall. So
I'm
I also-
average, so really I just like the idea of being able
I'm
to
the
be
shortest
over
one here.
everybody. How short?
Carrie, are you shorter than
Are you
me?
short?
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Wait,
Wow.
what's your?
If you don't mind sharing,
Yeah.
how tall are you?
5'1".
Oh my goodness!
I know.
We love to
I
see
know.
it.
She's very
Pocket
short.
sized. Fun
Pocket
sized.
size.
All right, anyways, I'm gonna stop making fun of Carrie. We can keep
No,
going.
that's okay.
Don't make
I've
fun of
been-
the DM. She's
I
going right
know.
now.
Ready until die.
I've been dealing with this since 6th grade because that's when the growing stopped. So.
I also got a 15 on my perception check.
Cool. All right. So Radiance and Glory are moving forward, and
Yes.
you take a few steps, and you and Chimera will notice this rumbling. It doesn't seem to be drawing anything closer. At least it does. Kind of some of the bones and skeletons kind of start sliding off of each other, and kind of the pile is just kind of being disrupted and moving, and things are falling and clattering. But other than that, you don't notice anything else.
Okay. So I'm feeling a little reassured by this, and I'm gonna start moving forward. I mean,
And
still
we still
cautiously,
have-
but
It has still been quiet this entire time, right?
Correct.
When I created the tremors, we could hear things, correct? You could hear.
Yeah,
the
you
bones
heard the
moving.
rumbling.
Okay.
Yeah.
not like
Yeah,
a
the
silent spell.
yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. I just
Exactly.
needed to make sure. I mean,
So
I
many
feel like we
spells
would
have
have
purple
known as soon as we started talking to each other, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to double check.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're moving to investigate these
The bones or the
skeletons?
whatever the
Everyone's
caldera of the
Okay.
explosion.
As you're getting closer to them, both of you make a perception roll for me. I feel like that's the line of the game. Make a perception check.
Make a
Literally.
perception check.
Okay.
We've
so
got a lot
not
of
that
wisdom, thank
dice.
goodness.
Those dice
I will
did
also
well last
stay
time.
up. I'm gonna
Okay.
stay near Dane and just like stay
Okay.
up here.
I rolled a 10.
14.
I mean,
Okay,
by I rolled a
um,
10, I mean I rolled a 3 and I got a 10.
Wow.
You know, hot tonight. Let's today.
Spicy.
Okay. Certain features start to stand out in some of them. You see some very small bones with skulls you don't really quite recognize. You see some very obviously human skulls. You see some larger, smaller bones that appear to be dwarven. You see some with various tiefling horns. There seem to be many different races here.
Well, at
and a
least
lot of
they
them
weren't racist.
a lot of them have varying degrees of decay too. Like they're all bones at this point. They're all skeletons, but some of them the bones look more aged and maybe more brittle than others. Various centuries of time between some of them. And they kind of clack and clatter as the thaumaturgy spell wears off. You just hear the clattering of a couple of the bones, and then you see certain skulls just like rolling off of the pile, and then you see the pile begin to move like deliberately. You see the pile kind of shift, and you see certain skeletons beginning to like snap into place and begin to stand up. You see a couple of them stand up, and some of them have like tattered clothing on them. One of them begins to draw one of their daggers. You see another one just look down and grab a bone from another body and wield that as a weapon. As skeletons are standing up and looking over at you, I will have everyone roll initiative.
Spicy!
Oh no.
Yay, initiative.
Did you guys hear the birds
Wow.
outside? I muted my mic momentarily.
No.
No, we did
No.
not.
Okay, good. We have magpies
aggressive?
here, and they're so loud.
I got a 6.
Okay, hold on, I don't have my notes.
Sorry.
It literally rolled, hit like the edge of my dice tray. I was like, "Oh shit, a 20," and then it rolled over to a 2.
Yep.
and
Oh,
then
that's
minus
happened so
1.
much.
So
That's
that's,
funny.
a rolled one. That's a dirty one, I guess. I'm so upset. Playing a character, the only thing I don't like about Radiance is low dex. Never realized how terrible it was until I played
Take
her.
alert. Alert is such a great feat for that because you get a like +5 for initiative and you're immune to being surprised. So like
No,
That is a
thank
really helpful feat.
you, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to like try and just like up all of my dex score.
Yeah.
No, that's much better.
That's much better.
I
Right
got
in
a
that
+9 on my initiative once.
Okay, did anybody get 25 to 20?
I got a 20.
Ooh,
Oh.
nice.
I rolled a 19 plus my +1
Yay.
initiative. Yay!
My
Although
pen
I'm
was
way
like-
back in the back, I'll be like, I'll run my 25 feet and do nothing.
You can
My-
get a
my-
spiritual weapon up.
Mhm.
Yeah, true.
My pen was hovering over my paper, and I was like, Barth, no. Jesse,
Not-
no. Who are you?
Who are you? Me?
Yeah.
I rolled a 1.
Oh,
I
sweet.
didn't know you needed me to say it again.
That's
I thought
okay.
it was. I
No,
thought it
did-
was
didn't
bad
hear
enough.
any of it.
Oh, so while you're figuring out initiative, I'm just gonna tell Jade and the warding bond spell that I cast on you. While you're within 60 feet of me, you gain a +1 bonus to AC and saving throws, and you have resistance to all damage. So any types of damage. The con of that is that
Write
I
that
take
down.
damage that you take. So if you take 7 radiant, I take 7 radiant. But
Okay.
So just don't get hit.
Don't
No.
get hit.
it's
If
meant
I
to
can help it.
diversify damage. So
Oh, I see.
if you're within 60 feet of me, +1 AC to save and saving throws and resistance to all damage.
That's really nice though. Resistance to everything.
Yeah.
I think I have that spell, but I've never used it because I've never.
I am going
needed
to
do it in my other
run
one.
25 feet towards these skeletons, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do from there.
Bearded dwarf just sprints out of the woods. I love it.
You'd be like, oh
I love
no,
the
gotta help.
image.
I think I'm going to cast. How far is it from? If I ran 25 feet in towards it, how far is it to the center of the pile of things?
Maybe about 30.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Shatter,
Okay.
and they need to make a con save of 15.
That's a fail.
Perfect. So they take I'm gonna center it like right in the pile of bones, and
Okay.
I don't know how many things are there to get, but they're going to take 3d8 of thunder damage.
Sure, roll that damage.
Okay. Let's see, 3d8s. Come on. 8 and 6 is 14.
Perfect. So you watch as all of these. There's only like a few standing up at the beginning, but as Dane runs out and casts Shatter, how does that cast look? Does it look any? Is it cast any specific way or?
I think he just like points with his warhammer, and it's sort of like out of nowhere. There's this big sound explosion in that one point, and just bones, and yeah, it's like
Perfect. Okay, yeah, so that goes off and you see a couple of the skeletons just blasted into pieces from this explosion. Their bones clatter outward. Some of them are even like pushed over, and you see some of them like they'll lose a foot or a hand, and they kind of land down and they're kind of moving to get back up. You see more of this pile of these thousands of skeletons beginning to move and attempt to find their pieces and get up. Is that your turn?
I think I'm also gonna cast Spiritual Weapon.
Isn't those 2 actions?
Yeah,
I
no,
think so.
Spiritual
We'll
Weapon.
take cast.
Casting
Is a bonus
Yeah.
action.
No, casting spiritual weapon
Casting
is an
is the
action, but
action.
using it is the bonus action.
It says casting
Correct.
time 1 bonus action.
Let me see. Spiritual weapon? Oh, you're right. Sorry. I had to get
So
my
is-
cards. It's a
So-
bonus action to cast it, and as a bonus action, it can attack.
Sure. Yeah. All right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right.
Sweet.
So I'm gonna cast my bonus action. I'm gonna cast my Spiritual Weapon, which is a big. It looks almost like an exact replica of the Warhammer that I have. So it's like got a lion's mane as the head of it, and it's floating by them and ready to move and strike
Sweet.
one of them down. Yeah.
All right. Now you watch as this entire mass of skeletons is shifting and moving, and you see various forms piecing themselves together. Some of them don't look like they fit; they just kind of
Oh
piece
gosh.
themselves together in that way. All of them standing up, turning their attention towards you, and then you see a couple of them that Dane's spell had shattered. You see them clacking and moving back together and standing up. As this entire horde of thousands of skeletons is now formed and looking out at you, they begin sprinting. Quite a few of them sprint towards Glory and Radiance, who are closest to them, but then you have the ones out on the side sprinting around, to kind of almost surround Chimera and Dane from the other side. You see them just sprinting, flanking, running in all directions. Two of them, you watch as they get close enough, they get to the tree line, and you watch them leap and kind of just like cat climb one of these trees and jump from tree to tree as they're trying to get over to Chimera, who's still standing kind of in the tree line there. The ones that have gotten closer to Radiance and Glory are going to does a 17 hit Glory?
Yes. Yes, it does.
And I got a 14 for Ray.
Nope, won't hit.
All right, so Glory, you are going to take 16 points of bludgeoning damage as one of these walk up, like just sprint up to you, and they don't even have a weapon in their hands, but they don't have fingers either. It's just blunt masses of it. Almost looks like the bone was clicked in backwards. You have the joint part out on this side, and it just starts swinging and just slamming into you. The other one is rushing up to Ray, and you see it's coming up with a like a really, really blunt looking short sword. What weapon do you have? Do you have one?
Yeah, I have a mace. Just a simple one.
So as it's running up, it starts just swinging this sword wildly. It's this ridiculous speed that you were not expecting from a skeleton. As it's swinging, you're just bringing up your mace and blocking each of them. Every time you block, another piece of the sword is shattered off. So you're blocking until it's just standing there holding the hilt of the sword. One of them sprints over and actually leaps toward Dane. Dane, go ahead and make an acrobatics roll. Is that D&D? Yeah, that's D&D.
Yeah.
That's what system we're in. Okay, it's D&D again.
19.
Okay, you had to beat a 14. So this thing jumps at you, and it's just spread out. It looks like it is just coming to slam into you and try to just slam you down onto the ground. But as it jumps, you look up at it and you just sidestep out of the way. You kind of grab onto it as it's passing by and slam it into the ground even harder. You watch as it hits, as it hits, pieces of it clatter off, and then there's a moment where it like shifts and then clatters back together as it is laying there.
I do not like these skeletons.
One of them, up on one of these trees, looks down at you or at Chimera and does the same thing. Looks down from this tree and just dives for you. Go ahead and make an acrobatics roll. Ooh.
That's a 16.
Okay. I got a natural 20.
God.
Oh, nuts.
Oh no.
Put the dice
You're
away.
not supposed to roll hot.
Yeah, you're not supposed to roll high.
That's not your job.
No.
This is
All right, so
unfortunate.
there's this moment. There's one on each side of you. So there's this moment where you're standing and you're looking and you're wondering which one is gonna jump, and you bank on the wrong one. And as the other, it fakes you out kind of. It looks like it's gonna jump, and so you prepare for that one, and then the other one just comes out of nowhere, slams into you. It actually slams you up against the tree, and you are pinned against this tree. And you watch as its jaw kind of like dislocates on one side, and it just screams at you with this just hot, nasty breath. And as it has you like pinned here against this, you see it kind of reach down, grab onto what probably used to be a dagger, but it is so old and destroyed now, and just try to stab into you.
I don't want tetanus, please.
That's a 24. I was rolling really low, and now I'm not. So
Ain't that the way, I guess.
Taking this personally.
I mean, I would, yeah, that hits. I don't think you need to ask that. So.
yeah. That is 12 points of piercing damage as this dagger slams into you, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
no.
Oh,
Tetanus!
Okay.
All clerics, baby.
Saving throw?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a 16.
Okay. All right. So as it slams into you, you feel whatever is on this blade. You kind of feel it like pulse out, and there's this moment where you're like, "Oh, that's poison," but there's something about it where you're shaking off its effects, if not forever, at least for now. And the dagger
Spoiled
is
poison.
pulled out. And that is the skeleton's turn. So, Glory, you're up.
Great. Okay. So, I am going to cast. Am I? I mean, I'm sorry. I'm having a bit of indecision. I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians, which is a 3rd level action spell. So
What does that look like?
So I'm gonna kind of like close my eyes for a second with my spear and hold my little whatchamacallit, like I have a little tied thing around the tip of my spear. It has like a few raven feathers with like, different kinds of glass beads, and there's a little like metal charm on there with like 3 interlocking triangles on it. I'm gonna hold that, and it bursts out of me into like a 15-foot radius of all of these smoky, like teal-colored ravens. And yeah, so any of the hostile creatures in this thing, their speed is halved. When it enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it makes a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it takes some damage. And on a successful save, it takes some half of that damage. But that is my action, and I'm going to... Can I cast 2 spells at once? If one's an action and a bonus action, or is it like...
Yes. Yeah. If one is a bonus action, you can go ahead and cast both.
Yeah, I
question,
think that
what
changes
is
table to table.
Yeah. What is the range on the
It's
spiritual
15
guardians?
foot around me. It's a...
Okay.
It is like my favorite cleric spell, by the way. I love that spell.
I've never gotten to a level to where I can use it yet, so I'm also going to cast a
Tasty.
spiritual weapon, just
Perfect.
as a get a little spear in here.
So it forms as a spear just up above
Yeah.
you.
It's
Cool.
like a blue spear with, more raven etching on the like spearhead.
Sweet. So there are quite a few of them within 15 feet of you. Give me a moment. Why don't you go ahead and roll the damage for that?
I think it's only when it enters the area for the first time or starts its turn there, so it's gonna have to take it a round 2.
On its turn. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, Chimera, it's your turn.
So it's like pinning me up against this tree, right? Can
Correct.
I
Did you hear that rooster?
No.
Hey, if you start hearing animals, let me know, because I will.
I was
live in a
worried you
barn?
guys were hearing the jackass who is revving his like big 4-wheeled truck.
As long as we're all under the same, if we
good.
hear weird noises from someone else's,
Yeah.
we're gonna let them know contracts, then I won't panic about it. But
All right.
my neighbor's rooster is freaking the fuck out.
That's amazing.
In this fight.
Would I have to use my action to try and push this creature off of me? Or if I want to like not be pinned against this tree, or can I
think
I have this
shove
thing.
is an action.
Is it an action?
Yeah.
What else
Have
do
some
you want to
strengths.
do?
Well, I have this I have like a bonus action I can use where if I'm in, I guess I wouldn't be in dim light or darkness right now. Am I in dim light? No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, fuck it. I'm gonna channel divinity, turn undead. As an action, So Chimera just kind of like grunts a little at the like feel of this like poison dagger, and it's just like, all right. And his eyes flash for a moment, and you watch as well, no one can see it, but there's this circlet that suddenly appears on his around his head that has like moonstones embedded in it, and it sort of glows, and then basically he like mumbles a prayer to himself, and each undead that can see or hear me within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw.
30 feet. All right.
Yes, so anything within.
Should have done that instead of spirit guardians, because now that's gonna get me out of my range.
Okay, well, Karma has struck because all of those are fails.
Oh, really? Okay.
Woo!
I rolled below
nice.
10 for every single one of them.
Cool. Each undead can see you. If the creature fails its saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. Any turned creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from me as it can, and cannot willingly move into a space within 30 feet of me.
Perfect.
It also can't take reactions. And for its action, it can only use the dash action or try to escape from the effect that prevents it from moving.
Beautiful. All right, is that your turn?
That's an action. I don't think I want to do anything.
Get your spiritual weapon up.
I was
I
kind
know,
of
but
joking.
everyone casts spiritual weapon. You get a spiritual weapon. You get a spiritual weapon.
Yeah,
already
fuck it. I'll cast spiritual weapon. You watch as the circlet kind of like beams again, and beside me there is like this sort of I envision it as like this sort of weird like void of darkness that sort of appears that looks very much like an owl, but when it like spins, it's basically like a blade is kind of how I envision that, and it just is like beside me, and so that
Fantastic.
disappears.
Owl knife.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
that is it.
Sweet.
All
Radiance.
these spiritual
Me.
weapons.
Yeah.
Okay, so how close are like the four of us now? We're all like in the same relative area, right?
In a sense, you're probably, let's see.
I don't think I'm
Probably,
anywhere
like,
near it.
Yeah, 50.
Yeah, because you didn't move.
a little
right?
over 50 feet
Okay.
from Chimera. But like in between that would be kind of where
Dang.
Lane is.
Yeah.
Okay, and
But
then
you and Glory are right by each other.
and yeah, we're like kind of the furthest into this clearing.
Mhm.
And we've got boys in front of us and behind us, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We are in a
Okay.
clusterfuck right now. Point.
When you say that they're like putting together, are they like Voltroning together, or are they like?
Dun-dun-dun.
Bone constructs.
Yeah.
You have just seen the bones kind of piece themselves together. After
But they're
they fall apart.
creating like one skeleton, not like a
Like a
giant skeleton.
Correct.
monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like
They're
now I'll
creating
form the
one
head.
figure.
You're like,
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
Okay,
creating
cool.
one figure, but it sometimes looks like maybe one body is borrowing a head from a different body. Like
okay.
it's creating a figure, it just might not be anatomically
Anatomically
correct.
I got you.
So it's just trying to form as many skeletons as it can. It's not like making a bunch of gnomes on top of each other.
Correct.
Okay.
It's Frankensteining skeletons.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool. Well, then I'm just gonna
Oh,
cast.
wait. How much damage did you take when you were attacked? Oh, they missed. Never mind.
Yeah, they missed.
Sorry.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
haven't been hit yet, so we're Gucci. Okay, so I'm gonna cast Word of Radiance on, because I got two boys in front of me, right?
Right up on, close to you, yes, but there
Like
are
in my face.
yeah.
Yeah, then I will do that because that's radiant damage and that's tasty and nice. Con 15
And the spell has
save.
your name in it, so
And I know, that's why I chose it.
I also was gonna make a light cleric named Radiance. I'm no joke.
Tasty. That would have been
so-
confusing.
that is you said con save.
Yes.
One of them was 16 and the other one was 12.
Okay, cool. So does it take half? I can't remember. No, it doesn't. It just needs 1d6. It's a cantrip because I don't want to use anything, right? That sucks. Oh, except it's 2. I lied to you. Also not great. That's 4.
Okay.
And then I'm also gonna, spiritual weapon. We might as well, but I'm gonna cast it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna send it a little bit behind me, so it's kind of between like me and Dane.
Okay. What does that look like?
What?
So that one is, it's actually like a whip, but it's like it looks like vines because in canon, Radiance now like she worships like a nature goddess.
It's awesome.
Wonderful. Okay. Back up to the top. Dane, you are up.
And I've got one guy in front of me who just reassembled himself.
Correct.
Do I see, I know I'm sort of like looking at this guy in front of me, but is there anything that is sort of, that I can see that it is like powering this, like from where I threw my shatter? Like, is it?
Go ahead and make a perception roll.
Eight?
Right now, there's still so many bodies in that general area, it would be hard to see through them to see if anything is
Okay.
Powering these things.
Okay. So I just had a thought and now it's gone. I was like, I think I'm gonna do this, and then now it,
Poof.
okay. Spiritual weapon is a concentration spell, right?
Spiritual weapon is not.
Oh no. Okay, so I'm gonna call lightning on that center section.
Ooh, baby! Call lightning, such a fun spell.
Everything in there needs to make a DC, a dexterity saving throw of 15.
Dexterity. That's a 5.
Oh.
Awesome. So they take 3d10 of lightning damage,
Sweet.
6 lightning damage
Okay.
to everything
No,
in the
he's
center.
he's a cleric. He wants to heal, not hurt. So that's why we're rolling so
spells,
well.
Dad.
I don't want to hurt you. I just want you to stop doing what you're doing.
Yeah, so what does this lightning look like? Anything specific?
I think it's gonna out of nowhere. He points his same thing up to the sky, and it sort of, you see it like crackle and spin in a circle as it comes down and hits like the dead center of where he wanted, and yeah. So that and that is his action.
Okay.
So go for it.
Oh, and
Yeah,
you should
as
use your
soon as
bonus
that-
action to spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
Sorry.
As soon as that slams down, you see just a couple, like one of the skeletons where the lightning slammed down into it, just like splits its ribcage in half, and it's kind of just like sitting there smoking for a
Okay,
moment.
cool.
Oh, wait, you froze for a second.
I
Okay,
froze?
we're good. Everyone did. I don't know what's going on.
I might have been just doing the same things.
No, I heard the sound kind of mess up too, but yeah, so that was your action.
Bonus action, my spectral warhammer is going to smash this guy in front of me.
Beautiful.
And I forget, it's a +7 round, so 18.
Yeah. Yep.
And I gotta figure out the damages there. I think it's 1d8.
Oh, spiritual weapon? Yeah, it's 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier, which is your wisdom mod.
6. Radiant. Is it radiant damage?
No, it's
it's-
force damage.
Force damage.
Okay, so you call this lightning, and you just turn your head and you look over as your spiritual weapon just slams down on this skeleton that is beside you. As it slams down, you watch every part of the skeleton's like bones crack and almost like spider web, like a windshield. And as that happens, you see this skeleton like turn its head towards you. Its jaw kind of unhinges just a little bit, and as it's cracking, you see it like pulse, and then explode. And I'm gonna have you make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
Okay, so
weaponized.
Dexterity saving throw is 7.
Okay, you are gonna
Oh,
take
no.
6 points of piercing damage
We are
as these
rolling hot.
as all of these bone fragments explode outward. You feel just parts of them just stabbing into your skin. You take 7 points of piercing damage from those bone fragments just hailing onto you.
And that wasn't an attack. That was just a reaction to what I did to it.
It is dead now. It is gone.
It's
but
self-destruct
that was-
damage.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Okay.
self-destruct damage.
Perfect.
All right, is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Just kind of standing there looking
Well,
at the space where the skeleton was, like, what the fuck?
Wait, what I just I think it's just like I did something. I did something.
As he looks around with bone fragments in his face.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm saving a second level
He's like
spell
picking
slot
it
for
out
that
of his
burrow
beard.
healing.
I did something, guys. I did something.
Oh.
Okay, it's now the skeleton's turn. So, you watch as a couple of them that had been hit by that lightning start to clatter together and rejoin, reform. And you see this entire thousands and thousands of skeletons are running towards you and dispersing around you. You have, as they're all sprinting, all of them are much slower now, to the point where they are almost like normal speed. It almost looks like a normal run. I am going to roll a group wisdom save for them for that.
Your guardians.
Yeah, that one.
Also, their speed is halved in my 15 foot, so anything
Yeah.
further than 15 feet, they're running normal dash speed or whatever.
Okay. That is a 14 for that wisdom save.
That does not save. My DC is 15, so that's
Fantastic.
so they take 11 damage.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so you watch as they're all sprinting forward. Some of them, as they're entering into like the space around Glory, you watch them slow even further, almost like their feet and their heels are getting stuck in the earth as they're trying to move forward a little bit more. You watch a couple of them, like their kneecaps just shatter into dust, and you watch them kind of fall over and then begin to try to crawl much, much slower as they are trying to approach Glory in her space. You also see most of the group on the outside, all the way around. You see them pulling together what looks like bows made from various pieces of skeletons that they kind of put up together, and they pull back bone shards, raise them up in the air, and fire. Volleys of skeletal arrows are now flying for the three in the clearing. So we have Dane, Dane, Glory, and Radiance. What is Dane's AC?
14.
Okay, so this is okay. Hold on, let me finish my dice rolling and
Oh, jeez.
Okay, it's all right.
It's good. It's fine.
We'll be fine.
Radiance has the warding bond, and if very necessary, can do a mass healing word. We shall see.
Yeah, we will see what happens.
Okay.
Next episode.
On the next episode
Sorry.
of the next episode of What the Fuck. Okay. So as these arrows are flying forward, all of you are able to see it. Like it's not like they're doing it super quickly. You see them raise up these bows, all pull back simultaneously and fire. You watch these arrows flying up and coming out of nowhere. Glory. 3 of these arrows just slam into your chest before you can take any sort of cover from them. You kind of stumble backwards a little bit. That's going to be 10 points of piercing damage as these arrows just slam down into you. The rest of them, you hear them slam into the ground. Some of them you even hear clatter into the bones of surrounding skeletons. Dane, you somehow avoid every single one of these arrows that are
short.
We're aiming for the head.
You're able to like just duck down and kind of do this little dance to get out of the way of these arrows as they're slamming down. You see them all just stabbing into the ground. Radiance.
Yeah.
You kind of glance back as these arrows seem to be hitting in sort of a wave. Like you've seen them almost like from one side to the other slam into Glory, and as they come for you, you look up and you're going to attempt to shield yourself from some of these, but they seem far more concentrated in this area, and you get hit with 4, 5, 6 arrows as these are just slamming into you. You stumble down onto one of your knees. That is going to be 42 points.
Have that.
Half
it.
though.
Have it, right?
Half,
Yeah.
half.
See, I rolled a natural 20 on
my
that one,
God.
so that is why that was so high. But you have it.
So,
Yeah, 42.
so that's 20. You take 22 and I take
22.
22 as well.
Holy shit. How are you two looking?
I
Okay,
am
It
not
was 42,
doing
so we take
great.
21, right?
Oh yeah,
Half.
21.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm definitely hurting.
I'm looking pretty battered, but I'm gonna,
As these arrows just slam down into you. Meanwhile, over by Chimere, all of the skeleton that was holding on to you immediately lets you go, turns around, and you see it just like scurrying through the woods. It jumps up on the tree, jumps off and away. You see quite a few of them closest to you just turning and dispersing out into the trees. Roll a d20 for me.
Me?
Yeah.
Just a straight d20.
Mhm.
A 9. What's she doing over there? What's going on?
That's the skeleton's turn. Gloria, you're up.
Okay, great. This is fun. So I am currently in, I assume, a bunch of them. There's still lots around me. I can't exactly move out of this area because opportunity attacks are a thing. Okay, so I am going to make an attack with my spear. Oh, first I'm gonna pull out my shield and put that on so I have a +2 on my AC.
Okay. Perfect.
I'm going to take my spear and attack one-handed with it. That's a 15 hit,
That'll do it.
and I'm gonna also use my my War Priest feature and make another weapon attack as a bonus action. That's 24 to hit.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm just gonna roll those 2 damage. And I'm also going to use my war feature, Divine Strike, where when I hit a creature with a weapon attack, it can deal an extra 1d8 of the same type dealt as the weapon.
Sweet.
So, yeah. Wow, that's atrocious. So, the first attack would be a 10, and the second would be a 4.
Sweet.
And that is my turn.
Okay. Chimera, you're up.
Okay. Now that those are away from me, I will sort of make my way towards the edge of the clear. I'm not going to go into this area, but I'm going to
Making my way.
sort of like just stand on that area before it just like sort of slants inwards. Am I 120 feet? The skeletons who are unleashing arrows on everybody, am I 100? Are they like 120 feet away? Like within that range?
Yes, they are.
Okay. I am going to bring out my sickle, and I will just sort of like point it towards the like sky, and like one of my moonstones sort of like glints off of the sickle, and from there this like burst of just moonlight energy just like slams down into a sort of 5-foot area of all those skeletons, casting Moonbeam.
I love Moonbeam.
It's one of my favorites. Until the spell ends, dim light fills the cylinder. Yeah, when a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it is engulfed by ghostly flames. It has to make a con saving throw, and depending on that, it'll take either 2d10 damage or half that.
Okay.
Oh wait, let me just do my
Cat?
concentration check to see if my spirit guardians are
What?
still up.
What domain is Chimera?
Twilight.
We're both Twilight.
Wait, are we really? Hell yeah. Wait, that's funny.
What?
That is
Opposite
hilarious.
ends
I was
of
wondering.
Twilight.
I was like, hold up. Yeah. That is wonderful, actually.
Tasty.
I love it.
And then,
Spirit guardians is still up. Just wanted to make sure I concentrated.
as my bonus action, is everyone within 60 feet of me, or would I have to get closer?
I'm 25 feet from you.
You're 25?
I think you would have to get into the clearing for everyone to be within 60 feet.
Okay. I will, do nothing else then.
Okay.
We need to have someone who's gonna heal us when we all get screwed.
Yeah. Hold up, wait. Yep, that's all I'm gonna do right now. Moonbeam, and then that'll be it.
Okay. All right, Ray, you are up.
Excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to cast. So I'm gonna cast Aura of Vitality because I have Glory next to me and I have Dane behind me. Is Dane
Yeah.
within 30 feet of me?
Within 30 feet-ish. Yeah, close enough.
Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna do that first. So I'm gonna give everybody 2d6 back, just real quick.
Sweet.
Just real quick.
Just real quick.
So that's 6. Man, I can't believe I rolled a 1 on one of those.
Oh.
Back for everybody. Sorry, Chimera. You're not quite close.
Oh,
enough.
it's fine. I'm doing just fine.
And then I'm going to hit with my spiritual weapon, which is behind me. So it'll be one of those. Well, everybody's moving, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's moving closer to me. How many boys
Um,
are there? Or
A lot, like hundreds are around you at this point.
Oh.
It is.
are checks a free action for like looking at stuff? That is,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, perception
I-
checks are a free action.
Also want to see if there's like maybe a source that I can see
Sure. Yeah, make that perception.
before I forget to do that. That's a 15.
15. You can see like in this, like through all of these skeletal
These
bodies,
boys.
you see some sort of like crater, maybe, where they seem to have sort of come
Emerged
from. Yeah, you can't really see anything other than that, but you do see the earth does like dip in a little bit.
And how far is that from me?
That crater itself is probably about maybe 45 feet away.
Opposite
these-
direction, like
Yeah.
farther in. Okay,
Yeah, like
cool.
where these skeletons had
Okay.
stood up from.
All right. That's fine then. I will potentially move over there later, but not currently. So I'm gonna hit a boy.
Hit a boy.
I'm gonna hit a boy. That is a 17.
That'll do
to
it.
hit. Woo. Where's my D8? Hold on. That is. God damn it! I did only cast the second level spells. This is my own fault, but that is 6 damage. Not great. Big ouch. And by big ouch, I mean little ouch.
All right, yeah, you slam your mace into this thing. You watch as the rib cage cracks and crumbles, and then you watch as it pulses and pulses again, and then explodes. And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Not my strong suit.
You have You have a +1 on it because of the saving throw stuff.
I have a so it evens out. That's a 17.
17. So
Not bad.
you're gonna
Expected
take.
worse.
So you would take, because you succeeded, you would take 4 points of piercing damage, but because you're still splitting that damage, you each take 2.
Yeah.
Got it.
Perfect.
I'm gonna make my concentration check too. Oof. Starting to get a little spicy over here. I'm good. Great.
Okay, is that Ray's turn?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I've done all of my action things.
Okay, we are back up to the top of the initiative round with Dane.
So my call lightning is still in place, and I think I'm going to, because I didn't know the source of it, but I'm just going to keep hitting that same spot where those skeletons are going. So I've got to call lightning down to make another dexterity saving throw of
Okay.
15.
That's a 14.
Perfect. I love this. Another 10.
I forget how overpowered it is every time.
6, 8, 7. So 15 plus 6 is 21 lightning damage
Ooh.
that time. That's a lot better. He can feel his power growing. Like, the more I use it, the better it gets. Practice does make better.
Okay, so here is what happens. Dane is just getting so frustrated and tired of these fucking skeletons. And there's this moment where
These heckin'
You-
skeletons. He would not
You-
say fuck. Based on the characterization Dad has made already.
That's fair. That was absolutely fair. So you call this lightning down again, and there's something about it, like it is like burning brighter and slamming down faster and harder. And as it does so, you all watch this lightning slam down, and it begins surging through each and every one of these skeletons. It begins jumping from one to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. And you watch it kind of arcs out. It's kind of terrifying for Ray, because Ray is immediately surrounded by so many of them that you're just watching this lightning arc all the way around you. You're just kind of sitting there like, oh god, oh no. And as it is slamming out, Chimera, you actually see the ones that are running away from you, they are being slammed with this lightning as well. Like, it's slamming into every single one of them. And you watch as this lightning hits, all of them begin to like smoke in a sense, and then you watch all of them, their bones begin to crackle, and they begin to pulse, and every single skeleton in this horde explodes.
Oh, nice. Great.
I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Not great.
You get a +1.
True. Thank you for reminding me.
That is a dirty 20 for me.
Youchers.
13.
That is
17.
a 6.
Okay, DC was 12.
Yeah,
Oh, I
didn't
made it.
make it.
I
Made it.
Nope.
Just, I mean,
Just me.
cinematically that makes
That makes
sense
sense.
right now, but okay, so that is going to be 32 points of piercing damage as this shrapnel is exploding out. Those of you that succeeded, you will take half of that.
So wait, so the total is 36, right?
32.
32.
So I take half anyways.
Yeah, you take half anyway, and
You
I'll
would
take I'll take the total 32 because I succeeded, but I take half of hers.
The math in
Ah.
I'm
So what
unconscious
happened-
at the moment.
What half of 32 is that 16?
16.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't do math well.
Me
That's
neither.
okay.
For the
Oh,
amount of
boy.
times I play D&D and I realize that I don't do math well, like
Yeah.
rolling the dice is fun,
Yeah.
but the
Counting
numbers
it all
thing
up.
hurts.
So these bone shards of just shrapnel explode out everywhere. You have pieces just sticking into the back of your hand, your face, and as that falls silent and the bone shards kind of clatter down into the ground, you just
I am
have
unconscious.
Okay.
the leftover steaming
Yeah.
of certain bodies, and you see Glory fallen over, unconscious in the dirt.
Bonus action, I'm gonna healing word her.
Okay. That's good.
I was gonna say if between all of us, somebody can.
Yeah, I've got some stuff I can do. I can put up a little Liamans if we want to take a long
For
rest.
for 5 hit points.
Great.
So
Thank you.
You're up, but barely.
Also, doesn't Ray already have what is it? Aura Vitality.
The aura
up?
of vitality, yeah. So
So
that's
that should
true.
be
That's every.
yes.
Oh, I was AFK when you were.
But I have to
saying that,
use a
so.
bonus action every turn in order to use it. So it's either I use aura of vitality to heal, or I use
Oh,
my weapon, and I used my weapon last turn.
Mhm.
okay.
So, but I can do it this time, so don't sweat.
Okay. Just wanted to say.
And that would be my turn, I think.
Yep, and we are now out of combat.
Oh,
Also, warding bond is down for the moment. I can cast it again sometime, but I'm just as a note.
Yeah, the battlefield falls silent. The skeletons are dust. Pieces of the ground are smoking from this lightning, and everything falls absolutely silent and still once again.
Well, that wasn't pleasant.
Not great, but at least it's done now.
well, unless
For the moment.
Yes.
Right. Yes, unless they decide to come back to life again. I will also cast.
I guess
will
since
cast-
we're out of turn order, I can just give.
Mhm.
Technically, it's every action, which is 10 seconds.
6 seconds.
6 seconds. Oh wait, so that's what I could do it 8 times
Mhm.
out of combat.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna let me write this down, and then I'll just give you the full. So you guys can keep doing your thing. I'm gonna write all of my stuff
Maths.
down, all of my maths down.
I will come over and I will cast Mass Healing Word, which is anyone within 60 feet of me. And I rolled a 1 on it, so it's really not that much. It's only 4 points of 4 hit points back. So
Anything
that's
is
for
better
everyone.
than
Yeah,
nothing.
anything's better than nothing, I guess.
So we all have 4?
Yes, you all get 4 hit points back.
Ooh, vitality, my beloved.
I need to get that spell if I can. It sounds good.
Oh my god. Okay, well, I might be able to get everyone back to full. I'm not doing this in my head. Calculator?
While
Yes.
That's happening, can I do an investigation check, not perception, investigation, to like specifically look for maybe a
Okay.
center point as to where these skeletons like sort of started coming back from?
Sure.
I suppose.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, go for it.
everyone gets 50 points of damage back.
50?
Thank you.
50.
Thank you. Jeez.
Because
Wow.
I used it for 2 turns. So that means I had 8 left, and it's 2d6 every one, and I rolled 3 9s.
I need to get
Nice.
this spell.
Mm-hmm.
So
That puts me back up to full.
I'm glad.
I'm not quite
'cause
full.
it
but
is
I'm
a
definitely
3rd
good.
level spell.
Whew.
Should have double checked this because I technically have a -1 on this, but that's fine. I rolled a 14, so -1, that'd be a 13 total. I just like, I don't want to like casually look. I'm like actually like sifting
Yeah.
for bones.
Yeah, so you head over, you do see there is this, what looks like a crater of some sort. And as you are kind of looking and pushing through what remains of like bone fragments that didn't have anywhere to form to, you're just pushing through some of them. And you actually see that in this crater, there is some sort of a hole. And upon further investigation, you see the top of a ladder.
Okay. I do believe I found something. If we feel like going underground, that might be the cause of what just occurred here.
Also,
No,
why don't you
we
make a
should.
perception roll for me?
Me. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a dirty 20.
Ooh, okay. You hear something coming from down below. It's hard to make it out exactly, but it sounds like someone's talking.
Does it sound like someone's just like talking casually, or does it sound like frantic? Does it sound almost like someone's muttering incantations? Anything?
Make an insight roll. Listening, you can hear the voice too. It's very like you're hearing the after echo of it, basically. Like it's not like it's right down at the bottom. You're kind of hearing it from a bit of a distance, and it sounds like an incantation of some sort.
Okay.
I mean, we can go down there. It seems we might want to, but I also understand if no one wants.
It sounds like a spellcasting thing. We just fought a bunch of skeletons. It seems likely that there's something connected here.
Right.
Dane is like, I like underground.
I don't, but we'll see.
Well, if you do, you can go first, Dane, if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. I'll go down.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. He walks over and just starts climbing down the
Starts
ladder.
climbing down a ladder.
I will follow
Yeah.
right after Dane.
I'll
All right.
go third.
Okay. Yeah, the 4 of you climb down this ladder. You eventually make it to the bottom. It's not terribly long of a drop. the ground is maybe 15 feet below-ish. And as you're kind of glancing around, you see just one singular tunnel that leads further into this chamber.
Can everyone, I'm gonna whisper, ask, like, can everyone see in the dark? We don't need any sort of illumination? Or?
Yeah, I'm good.
Perfect.
Totally good.
Yes. Okay, so. I will.
I always
head
like
off.
to picture like dark vision. Like I always like to picture your eyes. You know how like if you're shining a light on like a cat's eyes or something,
The
and they
reflection.
glow, like everybody's eyes are just like glowing. Like no, I'm good.
Yeah. Yep, I'm good, so I'm gonna follow Dane down thing. I would suggest we stealth, but I'm not very good at it, so.
Yeah. Clerics. It's
Heavy
not
armor.
usually, how it goes.
Usually it's busting the door. Fall before the might of my god!
Yeah. Can we
how
hear
long-
any? Oh,
Yeah,
no,
how long
go.
is the corridor?
It
I mean, I can only see
doesn't.
2 feet, but
Yeah, it doesn't look like it goes too far. It looks like before that 60-foot like gap, it appears to open up.
So can I use my stone cunning to take a look at the surrounding stone and just sort of see how long it's been
Absolutely.
here?
Yeah. As you're glancing around, it actually becomes unsettlingly evident that this tunnel, it doesn't look hand dug. It doesn't look like it was burrowed into. As you're looking at it closer, certain parts of it seem to have this almost like spiderweb effect on various parts of it. This tunnel was magically formed by some
Okay.
sort of magical force or something. It's definitely not crafted.
Okay. I am going to relay that to the rest of the group as I'm traveling forward cautiously.
Okay. Are we rolling stealth?
I will.
Yeah.
I'll
I'm
give
not
it a
wearing heavy
shot.
armor.
I will give it a shot.
I am also going to try.
Okay.
Ah,
Oh, I tried.
I tried. Dane is a big crier.
oh no.
Yeah,
That is
Yeah.
a 4.
I got a 2.
I got a
6.
9.
Oh,
No,
we're all below
none of
10.
us.
I'm tall, and my eye is glowing, and it is definitely underground, and my armor is clanking.
Okay. All right. So
Guys, be real quiet.
so your ears are kind of ringing from the various lightning blasts and explosions of skeletons all around you. There's this slight ring, so even if like you think you're being quiet, you're probably being a little louder than you're intending to, but nobody else notices because they can hardly hear you. So like as a group, you honestly think you're being quiet because that you're all hearing at the same level right now. So you're walking through and there's a lot of like shh, quiet, shh, shushing each other as you're pushing through, kind of kicking rocks to the side as you're walking, and you make it to where this tunnel stops and opens up, and you see it opens into a rather small chamber. It seems to have only held a sarcophagus of some sort. You see it in the center of this chamber, and you see as you are passing into this room to take a look, the chanting stops. The incantation stops, and as you walk in and look over to the right, you see a human sitting in a chair, head leaned back against the back of the chair itself, book in hand, and the human's throat is slit. Blood just pouring down their chest.
I am going to immediately cast the invisibility.
Smart.
Is this guy like fully dead, or is he like?
Mostly dead.
Yeah, is he mostly dead? Is he
I'll
like
say-
spare the dyingable?
No.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, you would know this guy is dead.
Great. That's nice. Because that was probably some ritual with the sarcophagus thing.
Everyone make a perception roll.
Why does it got to be perception?
That's a dirty 20.
Oh, I actually did well that time.
22 for me.
13.
22 for me as well.
Everyone's got a one-up me. I've got a
Sorry.
Just kidding.
Let me just wait. Let me smudge my roll really quickly for you.
So Glory is a little
Distracted by the blood pouring out of this guy's neck.
correct. Yeah. Kind of took a couple steps towards the guy to see if he could be saved at all, but is realizing he can't. And the other three, let's see here. Hold on. Radiance, your eyes are glued to this sarcophagus, and as you look over at it, you see that upon taking a couple steps to the left, you see it has been opened. The top of it is shifted just slightly. And while you're noticing that, Dane and Chimere hear a shifting from the left corner of this room, and both of you kind of turn your heads to look over, and you see a very tall, almost looks like maybe it was once orcish, just this tall figure, skin and bones at this point, with wrappings all around it in various places where it had been mummified. As it takes one step towards you, you hear this like mournful moan coming from like deep inside of its chest, and the chamber kind of shakes just a little bit. You see blood covering the wrapping on its hands, and one knife still in its hand from where it's slit the human's throat. We're gonna go ahead and in this tiny little chamber, we're gonna roll initiative.
Okay. Don't check me, Gil.
Oh, I shouldn't have cast the invisibility then. I should have just waited. I used up all my second level spell slots.
I only have
no.
one left, and it depends on if I can get to Radiance or not.
I rolled an 18.
Ooh, nice. I rolled an 8.
15.
Well, not rolled an 8, but I got an 8.
Dane got a 9.
Oh.
This is interesting.
Roll off the table. Okay. All right, Radiance, you're up first.
Woo! All right. Okay, so I think the first thing I'm going to do actually is I'm going to cast Guardian of Faith just
Woo.
in front of us.
Okay. Yeah, you just turn around and you're just.
Yes. So Is it, I guess, if it's right in front of us, is it close enough to actually hit the guy?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he has to do Dex 15. It's because it's within 10 feet.
That's a 12.
Wow. Okay, cool. That's just a flat 20 radiant damage.
Holy shit.
Guardian of Faith is great. I'm like this close to
Guardian of
casting
Faith
it.
is very tasty.
I forgot I have it, but I might wait. I might save that one.
Yeah, you think you... My 4th level spells are not great. Just gonna say that.
I don't either.
All right. How does this look? Does this look any specific way for radiance or?
No, I think it's just, I would say it's kind of hard to see details because it is just kind of like a hazy figure of light. I imagine kind of, because I think Twilight, I think a little foggy. So I feel like
Okay.
details are pretty obscured with this one.
Cool. Sounds good. Are you moving anywhere?
I don't know if I'm going to actually. Maybe just because we're all in the same like doorway, right? So I think
you're
maybe
in this
just
same
like
chamber.
move like in a little bit, just so that we can all like spread it. if
File
need
in,
be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in and just like over maybe to like the right a little bit.
All right. Glory, you're up.
Oh, me already. Okay. I am going to actually. I'm gonna walk over to my friend Radiance, who still has the other Jormungandr ring, the little platinum one, and I'm going to again cast Warding Bond on her.
Okay.
Because it worked fine last time. No one went down but me, so that's all fine. I am also going to. That's my action. I am going to. I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on myself.
Okay.
That's exactly how it says, dude.
Yeah.
I would do it too. I'd be like, sanctuary!
Fantastic. Okay. All right. So, let's see here.
Oh, it's this
Boss battle. Panic, panic, panic.
All right. So, all of you, your attention is turned toward this mummy that you see kind of just stalking over towards you, and you see it raise up its arm. It kind of like the bones kind of crack a little bit as it raises up its arm, and you think at first it's gonna reach for one of you, but you see it just point. It points behind you. It points to the human sitting in the chair, and you see something like mumble out of its mouth, and you watch as the human like sits back up, stands, and the book falls down to the floor.
Dane is interested in that book, by the way. Dane is
No,
like
you
locked
should
eyes
not
on
be.
that book. He's like, books, I love books.
Oh no.
Dane turns necromancer.
And then you hear what languages do you speak?
Just in all of us in general.
Common,
Yeah.
Celestial, and Dwarvish.
Elvish, Infernal, and Common.
I speak Abyssal, Celestial, and Infernal, and Common.
I speak Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Giant.
Nobody speaks Undercommon.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Why would I need to know it? I always do choose
To
that
know
one,
what this
though.
mummy is saying.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
have
so
two Twilight clerics and no Undercommon.
I was
you
like,
know,
there's no way.
Celestial sounded
Yeah.
cooler. And Abyssal.
It does.
I get
agree.
Celestial because
So-
of my race, man. It's great.
So you see this jaw just moving, and you hear this just deep, monotoned voice coming from this mummy, but you don't hear what it's saying. And then it is going to it's gonna turn. Its arm is still pointed out, and it's gonna turn it back to either Dane or Casimir. Let's roll and see who it happens to. Dane. So
Yes.
the finger then turns and points down to you, and you see as its jaw is moving, its eyes, it's just hollow eyes, you realize are not hollow. You see these just disgusting black pussing beads in where his eyes should be, and he stares down at you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
That's great.
Okay.
This is full on like infected, like
14?
Yeah.
14. You are now considered frightened and paralyzed.
Absolutely.
As you stand there and just you feel your heart clench and all of your muscles tense as you're staring up, locking eyes with this creature. Now you see the human that had stood up from behind stumbles forward. They don't have a weapon in their hand, but you see them come up and immediately try to grab on to Radiance. Radiance, go ahead and make an I'll let you pick athletics or acrobatics.
Well, it doesn't. Neither of them are good, so no.
Just
My
gotta be a
athletics
12.
is fine. Just gotta beat a 12. Well, that's a 14.
Nice. All right, so this guy comes up behind, tries to grab onto you. You swing back your elbow and just pop right in the neck. It's actually kind of gross as you feel like the squish of the blood in the wound, but he does stumble backwards and kind of fall back into his chair for a moment as he's trying to get his bearings and stand back up. That is the mummy's turn, and it is now Dane's turn.
Dane can't do
paralyzed.
anything.
you can do actions. You're just paralyzed for the moment.
Oh, so I could talk.
Well,
As long as you can cast a spell that's verbal.
yes.
Yeah,
You
as
cannot
long as
cast
it
a spell
doesn't
that's
take,
somatic or
Yes.
material.
like if it requires for you to point or something like that, then yeah, you can't cast that.
Well, now, let me see what I can do.
You could cast Guardian of Faith, or you could Mass Healing Word, Crusaders. There's a bunch of stuff that you can do.
As long as it's verbal.
Yeah, and it doesn't have somatic or. Can you get material? Most of them have this weird components and holy symbols and spellcasting focuses and stuff. Whack.
And nobody's near me. There's nothing near me at this point, right?
Everyone is pretty close together.
Pretty close, yeah.
So you've
It's a
got
very
yeah.
small chamber.
I'm just gonna pass this. Well, can I make a save to get out of the paralyzation?
Not at this point.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
I can help with that. It just has to get back to my turn.
Wait, could I do lesser restoration on myself? It ends a condition.
Is it just verbal?
It's verbal somatic.
Oh, somatic means you have to do movements. So you let me look.
God dang it.
Dang it. All right, never mind. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll just hold.
Do you wanna hold anything in case you are released?
If I am released, I was going to. I was going to try and cast banishment on this guy.
Ooh. Okay, so you're holding banishment for the
For
moment
whenever
you
you
are...
get released, I will cast banishment
Cool.
on him. Yes.
Okay, come here. It's your turn. Chimera.
Okay, question. Are we now in dim light or darkness? Are we in dim light now? Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to, as a bonus action, use Steps of the Night, and give myself a flying speed equal to my walking speed for 1 minute. and I am going to just float as high as I can get without hitting my head against like the top of this area. And I will float sort of like towards the middle of this area. And then I will cast. There was something that I was gonna cast. What was it? I think I'm going to cast. I'll cast Guiding Bolt on the orcish figure if I am within. Yeah, I'm in 120. I cannot imagine.
Oh, yeah.
120 feet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Guiding Bolt. Cast this spell. Can I cast this at 3rd level?
Yes, you can.
Yes, I can. I'm gonna cast it at 3rd level. So that way, I can add extra damage onto it.
Fantastic.
Make a ranged spell attack against it. Okay. So that is gonna be.
Wow.
That is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, good. I thought you were about to be like, no, that does not hit. I was like, ah. On a hit, the target takes 4d6 radiant damage.
Nice.
But I get to add 2 extra d6s because I'm casting it at 3rd level. So that's 66.
66, yeah.
Hell yeah. 1.
It's like almost fireball.
Also, the next person who attacks that creature has advantage.
Advantage, yes.
Yeah.
So you just watch as Chimere just sort of like points basically his sickle towards this creature, and a burst of it looks like a comet basically as it like just shoots towards this this orcish creature.
Yes. I am obsessed with Chimere. I just want you to know that.
The theming, the
also.
thematics.
I know.
I
it's so
really was
good.
like, I'm going to town on this character. I
You
was
really
like,
got your branding right.
Yes, the branding is there. So 10, 11, 13, 16, 19 points of radiant damage to the creature.
19. Where am I keeping track of that at? Over here.
And then yeah, the next attack roll made against this creature has advantage. And yeah, I will just sort of float above everything and just kind of chill there. That'll be the
Okay.
end of my turn.
After your turn, he is going to use one of his legendary actions to.
Fuck.
Jesus.
God fucking damn it.
Great. Okay.
And he is now going to. You see, as this hits him, you see a couple like strands of this wrapping along with like what looks like just decaying flesh kind of like fall off of his face. And as he looks around, you see him bring his hands up like this, and you watch as sand just begins to rise and just pour out of the sarcophagus on both sides. And once enough comes out, he swirls his hands like this, and you watch as the sand just begins swirling around. This entire chamber is now just filled with sand, and you cannot see anything for a moment. Everyone make a Constitution saving throw.
Wouldn't I
Radiance,
automatically?
you get a +1.
I automatically fail it because I'm paralyzed.
Well, it doesn't help because I.
No, I
rolled.
think with
Let me look at the
Constitution. Yeah, I don't know. You would automatically fail like dexterity saving throws.
Oh, okay.
I have the wiki up because I did not write everything down as concisely as I usually do. So all of my stuff is out of. I'll Google it.
You are frightened as well.
Okay. Paralyzed.
So
Wait, so Dane's frightened and paralyzed?
Yeah, I'm scared and I can't move. I'm basically just sitting there peeing myself.
Oh, buddy. Shit. I can't even do anything. I can help you with the frightened effect, but I can't help you with the paralyzed.
I can help with the paralyzed if I can
Okay.
get to him.
Okay.
I think you can still make that. Let me see here.
You would probably just have to do it at disadvantage.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I was prepping for.
Yeah,
Like if
you
I make it.
fail strength and dex. Disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. It doesn't say anything about saving throws.
It's incapacitated, see the condition, and can't move and speak. So incapacitated, can't take actions or reactions. It fails strength and dex saves. Attack rolls against him have advantage. And any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if it's in 5 feet.
Yeah, so it
That's
doesn't
right.
say anything
So
about
I can make this con
other
save.
saving throws. So I'll say, yeah, make the con save.
At a regular?
Yeah.
Nat 20!
All that debate for a nat 20.
I know, finally. Woo.
What was everyone else's? I was not listening.
12.
Oh, what's my-
7.
And was a wisdom saving throw?
No. Con.
Oh, so that was a 23 with my nat 20s.
Okay, so somehow Dane is the only one that succeeded this.
Oh,
Jesus.
fuck.
So Dane, you can see through this sand, but
I
you're
just
paralyzed.
can't do it.
Rip.
The rest of you are considered blinded.
God damn it.
This
God damn.
sand is just swirling around. The guy back behind is also going to you hear some more muttering from this mummy, and the guy that was trying to grab onto Radiant now stands up, walks past Radiant, and is going to walk up and just go for Dane.
They get advantage on you, which is sucky. But
Okay. And any hit is a critical hit. It's fine.
I rolled a natural 1,
Mhm.
and then I rolled a 9.
nice.
9 does not hit me.
Nice.
So
Good,
it's
good.
walking forward, and it just doesn't have like the oomph to move past this sand as it is just swirling around. You do feel hands like grab onto you, Dane, but no actual attack can be placed as he's trying to. He seems to be affected by this sand as well. Radiance.
Oh boy. Okay.
That was all 3
So-
legendary.
I have never worked with the blinded condition. So what does that
I
mean
just put it in the
mechanically?
Discord for you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I had my notifications turned off while you're doing
You
this.
Yeah.
automatically fail any ability checks that require sight.
Requires sight and
And
so
your
when I
attack rolls
attack,
have disadvantage.
Cool. Thank you.
God damn it.
Okay. That makes things difficult. I think.
Yeah, I know.
But not
Anyone
impossible.
have dispel magic? That would be really
I
nice.
wait, I do have dispel magic. Hold on. No one shut up. I do. Yes. Thank you. I forgot because I was gonna use it during the skeleton thing because I was like, oh, maybe that'll but not the point. Anyways, yes. So I guess I'll cast that. And so I can choose the magical effect that would be the blindness / sand deal.
Okay. Yeah, so you cast the spell magic. You watch all of the sand that's swirling just freeze in place for a moment. And you're able to see around, and you see everyone looking around, and then all of the sand just falls back down. The floor itself is now just covered in this sand.
Okay. And
Anything
my
else?
bonus action, I guess I'll cast spiritual weapon out in front of me. Oh wait, hold on. No, spiritual weapon's not concentration
It is
because I
not.
still have my guardian of faith.
It's-
And it's
Guardian of
only when
Faith.
they enter, right? It's not every turn for guardian of faith.
When they enter or start their turn there.
First time
right?
on a turn. Yeah. Moves to a space within 10 feet of the guardian for the first time on a turn.
Okay,
So-
but if they're still in that, that's not on my turn. That's on their turn. Is that
Yeah.
correct? Okay, cool, perfect.
On a turn, yeah.
Great. Cool. Then yeah, I guess I'll cast that out in front of me.
Perfect.
Yeah, done.
Okay.
A lot
Awesome.
of things.
Yeah, just remind me of that when we get to his turn, because he is going to go ahead and use legendary action after Radiance's turn. Now that the sand has fallen and the blinding has worn off, he looks over. His head turns now to Radiance.
Yeah.
Dispelling that. He looks over at you, and you see him. What do I want to do? All right, you see him raising up both fists, and as he does so, you begin to hear buzzing, just this really deep buzzing from beneath you.
No.
And you watch as poking and crawling out of the sand, you see locusts. You see hundreds of locusts climbing out of the sarcophagus, popping up out of the sand, and they all just start buzzing around. They're spinning around this room. Let's see here. Everyone make a Constitution saving throw. As these locusts are just slamming against you like bullets.
Oh
my
no.
God.
Dirty 20.
9.
That's a
What is
7.
happening?
Oh wait, is it attacking me directly?
It is an area of effect, sort of
Gosh
thing.
darn it. Okay.
I got a natural 1, but my +3 gives me 4.
Still a natural one.
Still natural.
Alright, let's
fail.
I know.
7.
Dane's
rolled
gonna
a-
Dane.
Worst.
Okay,
Dane's gonna
so-
Dane.
Let's see here.
Did you add a +1 to your radiance to your
The
save?
DC is 17.
Oh, I didn't make that.
Who succeeded?
Not me.
What was your
I did.
thing, radiance?
I got a 9.
Okay. The +1 wouldn't matter.
What
no,
was,
that's with the +1.
Great. Okay.
what was Glory's?
7.
Okay, so only Chimere succeeded.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so how natural 1s and natural 20s work in my 5e? Bob's laughing because he knows.
Oh no.
If you have a natural 1 on a save, you take crit damage. If you have a natural 20 on a save, you take no damage. Whether the spell calls for that or not. That's how I reward natural 1s and natural 20s. That happens with the enemies as well. So Radiance and Glory are gonna take 22 points of piercing
She halves
damage.
it, and because I'll take 30. What's
I
30?
feel like this
Three?
spell is not beneficial for the both of us.
I feel like it's doing more damage than it is any good.
I
Dane.
mean, you're staying alive better than you would be, so.
Yeah.
Dane is going to take 44 points
I love it.
Oh
of piercing
fuck.
damage.
Are you still up?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was at full,
So-
so we're good.
You're,
So would I
yeah,
take
you're-
half?
That's a good question. Let me check.
I got a
Half on a success. Half on a
yes.
success, yeah.
Okay, so 11.
Yeah, so Dane standing there still paralyzed, not able to push away any of these attacks as these locusts are just slamming into him. He just takes every cut and slice that pushes into his skin.
This is fine.
And that's the mummy's legendary action. Glory, you're up.
Great! I'm going to move my way over to Dane. I'm going to cast Freedom of Movement on him, which makes him immune to paralyzed, unaffected by difficult terrain. Spells and other magical effects can neither reduce his speed or cause it to be restrained or paralyzed again. And yeah, basically, you're not paralyzed anymore. And then I'm
Perfect.
going to bonus action Mass Healing Word, and everybody's going to regain.
Perfect. And while you're rolling that heal, technically, inside this chamber is difficult terrain right now, but you're all so close to each other that I don't think it's gonna affect your movement too much. So just a note if you have anything particular for difficult terrain or anything like that, but it shouldn't affect you. Everyone's super close together, so you can pretty much reach anybody in your turn. So
everyone gets 6 HP back. It is
Thank
not a
you.
lot, but it is some.
It's something.
I will take it.
Since I'm now unparalyzed, does my banishment go off? Because I was holding it as a king.
Technically, we were holding that for the last turn, but I'll allow it. As soon as you... Because we started back up to the top.
Oh, okay, and I was still paralyzed.
But I'll absolutely allow that if you would like to give that a go.
Yes. So he needs to succeed on a charisma saving throw of 15 or greater.
Charisma. Where are my stats at? Okay, charisma.
Charisma?
That is a 17.
Don't!
I got really excited at first because I thought I only had a +3, but 2 saves, I have a +8, and I was like,
Yeah.
Son of a gun.
Yeah.
Son of a gun. All right, no worries.
Great. Okay.
You do watch, I'll say, as this banishment spell goes off, you see this energy like sling toward him to grab onto him and just push him off into another plane. And this energy, as it misses him, he like moves out of the way. Whatever locusts were inside of this sphere just disappear and go somewhere else.
Gotcha.
For Feywild, there's a little tiny bit of locusts that are just.
I'm like, oops, sorry.
Those are my locusts, my bad.
They're incapacitated when they get there, though. So
They're just
All right,
lying on the ground dying.
Gloria, is that your turn?
That was my action, bonus action. My sanctuary is still up, so I think that's everything.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use another legendary action
oh
here.
my gosh, how many does he have?
It resets at the top of the round, or at his turn, I think.
Yeah, it resets when initiative starts over.
Uh,
I love legendary actions.
Well, I don't.
Anti-legendary action.
That's very much against my personal beliefs.
I don't like it, so it shouldn't be here.
Yeah. It is personally hurting me, so I'm pretty sure that means it's illegal.
So now you see him grab onto a sword at his side, pull it out, take one step forward, and I mean, he's gonna swing down at the one that just tried to banish him into another dimension.
Son of a gun.
If I can find how that works. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, that's a 22 to hit.
It hits, but I'm also going to use my reaction Wrath of the Storm. And he needs to make a dex saving throw of 15, and he takes lightning or thunder damage.
All right, that is a 10 for my dex save.
So he's going to take, I'm going to give him lightning damage because I don't like him.
Please don't deafen us in such a small space.
It's lightning. It's not gonna
Yeah,
make
but
a
thunder.
sound. Okay, that's gonna be. Oh, I rolled the wrong. 14 lightning damage.
Yeah,
But how
you
much-
guys, you got all of the low damage rolls out of the way, top side, and now down here is the high damage rolls. You're gonna take 16 points of slashing damage. It was 3d6, and I rolled a 6, a 5, and a 5.
Okay, no worries.
I was like,
No worries.
Oof.
Okay, that was his legendary action,
Oh.
and now it is his turn.
Cool. Does he need to do the Guardian of Faith save now?
Yes. Yes, top of his turn. What is that save?
Dex 15.
Dex, that's a 4.
So that's another 20 radiant damage.
Okay.
Well, that means
He
it's
doesn't
only
like you.
got one more 20 and then it disappears because I think it can only do 60. It disappears after it does 60 damage.
Mhm. Yes.
That is Guardian of Faith is nice.
Oh, it's a beefy spell.
I've been
For
trying to
sure.
get it up, but my sanctuary says I can't do anything that affects an enemy creature. So I can do a bunch of healing, I can do a bunch of shielding, I just can't
That's fine.
punch a guy.
Between the two of us, we've got it. We're covering our base.
Okay, so now it is the mummy's turn, and he is very angry at the damage that he just took. So, you see him turn directly towards sweet little baby Ray, and
not little, but sweet baby Ray.
his arm cracks as he moves his finger up to point to you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Add +1.
They're killing me. 12.
No.
Give it to me. Give it to me straight, Doc.
I don't.
That's a lot of that. That was a lot of dice. I did.
That was
see
a lot
right
of
there.
dice.
And the DM smiles.
Oh no.
Do it, Carrie. Kill me.
Oh no!
Beloved multiverse character. Kill me.
No.
How low are you?
I mean, I have 57.
Okay,
HP
so it
currently.
might knock me out, but it'll probably not kill you.
You said you have how many?
57.
Half it.
Okay. You do half it too, but that would have been just really fucking funny because
Did you get-
56 is the amount of damage that I just rolled.
Oh.
But you have it, and so there's that.
So
56 as so this mummy raises up this finger, looks at you, and casts harm.
that's
just
a big boy spell.
28?
I think so.
Yeah,
you
28.
see this
Thank you.
this black energy and like disease just spin towards you. It hits
boy.
you directly in the chest. You feel this coldness just take over you. Whew.
Also,
sure.
hey, you have hellish rebuke just from.
I
just
don't.
You don't?
I am
Variant
not. No,
tiefling?
I have the fear no one.
Oh.
So I get a couple spells, but I don't
Okay.
have. Yeah.
Never mind. I
unfortunately.
was like, you could have used it.
Glory's looking pretty beat up, just as a fly.
Oh
Interesting
shit, that's
point.
right, because you just took all of that.
I took half of that damage magically.
Interesting point here. So how much damage did each of you take?
28.
28.
28.
Your max HP is reduced by 28, both of you.
Shut the.
Frick. Okay.
Are you serious?
That's terrible,
As
actually.
You
What
feel
is that?
this coldness sink into your chest.
Looking up the spell right now. What the hell?
Are you
Uh,
shitting
the-
me right now? Hold on. Everyone, hold on.
This is unfortunate. Let's hope we survive so that we can
I
be
hate
happy
it
about
here.
this.
Okay, but we can fix it. It just.
We need like a restoration, right? Let me look
I
at
think
this.
so.
I hate
Lesser
it here.
restoration or
I am in the
Hey,
timeline that
why-
got abandoned.
Excuse me, why are we metagaming, friends?
Oh no! I mean, I'm not gonna do anything about it. I just.
I don't
saying.
have a spell that will do it.
Yeah, I don't
about
have
it.
anything that can do it. But you know, just so you know.
Okay.
Holy
It's a good
smokes.
spell. It's a good spell.
Sorry,
Great
the
spell,
DM in
harm
me
and-
always wants to know what those spells are because I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, nope.
No, I was just
Okay,
giving
okay.
all shit. I'm like, metagaming.
metagaming.
Yeah, okay.
Basically, anything 5e is metagaming for me now because I have so much DM knowledge in my brain. So
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
I have that
Um,
with player knowledge.
Mm.
All right. So yeah, super pissed at Radiance, and when he does that too, he knows like in his mind like that should have killed her, and then he looks over and sees Glory, kind
Like,
of having
literally,
taken some
like,
of that.
ugh.
You see him kind of looking between both of you. That's the mummy's turn. And I made the other guy go on one of the legendary actions by accident because I thought it was the mummy's turn. So we're just gonna forego the henchman's turn this time to make up for that. And it is Dane's turn.
I'm no longer paralyzed. I'm going
Correct.
to.
Stop yelling.
Oh, the guy's right behind me, right? The
Yes.
controlled guy. I'm gonna reach up and touch the hand that's on my shoulder, and inflict wounds at 4th level.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Spicy.
So he's gonna take.
Spicy.
Let me just see how this works, because I think I have to make a
It's a
melee spell
attack.
attack. So 17 plus 7, so 24.
And takes
Yeah.
3d10 necrotic damage.
At 4th level, he takes 60-10.
60-10. Oh, yeah.
Woo!
That's my last 4th level, though.
Well, you might kill him in
Yeah.
one go. So we're
That's a
gonna
lot
find
of
out.
damage. That's a lot of damage.
Come on. Okay.
Oh,
17 for the first 3. Math. 15 and 5, that's another 20. So 17 plus 20 is 37.
Yep, he's dead. So
Nice.
Nice.
yeah, he had 30 hit points. So boom. So you just tell me what this looks like as you just reach back, kind of grab onto him.
I think what it's gonna do is it's probably he's gonna feel like this crackling of like electric energy around him, and it's sort of like gonna evaporate the moisture out of his skin from around him. So he's almost gonna turn into the mummy that he's being controlled by, but it's just gonna suck all the moisture out of him, and he's just gonna crumble.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Has everyone seen The Mummy, the movie?
Oh, yeah.
No.
We're talking about like
I
the
don't think I
original.
have.
Yeah, so you see that just shriveled man now fall over, no longer on the battlefield. Is that your turn, Dane?
Bonus action, I'm gonna put my spiritual weapon between me and Mummy.
Perfect.
Mummy, I have some tea.
And I can
Um,
make a spell attack on him now, right? As well.
If it's yes, when you cast it, you can immediately take an attack with it, and then everything after you can use a bonus action
To move it.
to move it and to attack with it.
When it's it takes a bonus action to cast it, but doesn't it take an action to use it?
When you cast the spell, you make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon.
Yeah, and then as a
Okay.
bonus action on your turn, you can do it again.
Okay.
18 plus 7, which is a 25.
That hits.
And he takes 1d8 plus 4. Yeah, I'm casting at 3rd level. Another 8.
Nice. All right.
Just got unparalyzed, and I'm pissing off the mummy again.
Yeah, as this spiritual weapon kind of spins around and slams into the side of him, it kind of knocks him over. He hits the side of the chamber. You see a couple pieces of dirt and sand just kind of rain down on you from the chamber itself. Is that your turn?
I want to move towards the sarcophagus because I feel like that's something close to the source of this thing. Like if we can close it up, possibly.
Okay.
That's just Dane's
Timer.
guessing, though.
Oh, it might be a good idea, though. Wow. I'm just going to. I really don't know if I have any more damage spells. I mean, I do, but all of them are like necrotic damage. And has anyone done necrotic damage against this mummy?
No, not against the mummy. Inflict
Okay.
wounds is necrotic, but
Cool. Let me see. Action. Okay, I am just gonna actually just sort of like float, like very speedily float back down, and I'm just going to like try and like use my sickle and try to shove it into the chest of this mummy. Best.
you gotta go like gotta swoop.
Yeah.
It's curved.
So basically like kind of like hooking it as I'm trying to get it into the chest is kind of what I'm trying to do. Like go in and hook.
Awesome.
So I will make an attack against that creature. 16.
16 just misses.
Oh,
No!
I have a thing. I'm gonna channel divinity, War God's blessing. If he's within 30 feet of me, I can add +10 to the roll as a reaction.
26.
Fantastic. Yes.
What?
Thank you.
Roll damage.
You probably shouldn't have done it though. It's not like this is a special sickle of any kind.
I gotta use my abilities when I can, man.
You got it. I appreciate it. So it is going to take 1d4 damage, and then I'm also going to use Divine Strike on it, and deal an extra 1d8 of damage on it.
Okay.
So, ooh, that's very nice. So that's wait, shouldn't I be adding something onto this?
It should be the weapon dice plus the modifier you use to attack with it.
Yes. Okay, so that is gonna be 6, so 12 points of damage total. As I just like try and just like, curve hook it into its chest basically. And I will just like stand, right? Well, I'm kind of floating above it, but like kind of standing in front of it basically.
Yeah,
You're
and
like Peter
you
Pan
do so.
And I just bare
Splash.
my teeth at it.
Yeah, you just hook into its chest. You actually feel, the tip of this weapon stab into something inside of him.
Oh.
And you see his eyes widen and he turns and his attention is fully on you.
Good.
Great.
Good.
That's
What I
your turn?
wanted. Yes.
right.
Wait, hold up. I don't think I could do anything else, so I just wanted to make sure if I have any bonus actions really quickly. Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Radiance, you're up.
Cool,
Go.
great. So before I forget, I guess I'm gonna move my spiritual weapon closer because I don't think I actually moved it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and just give him a good old smack with that guy.
What is Radiance's spiritual weapon?
It's a whip.
Oh, it's a whip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I described that, but I forgot it.
No, you're good. So 14 to hit.
Yeah, the weapon goes up and the vine, it's a vine-like whip, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it kind of lashes outward and you just see as it like slams into the wrappings, something about the wrappings like makes the vine stick for a moment and then they're pulled back off. It does not hit.
God damn it. Cool. Then I guess I'll just go ahead and cast Guiding Bolt. We'll try again. Another attack. The 15.
I'm so sorry.
No. I can't even
I'm
cast like
panicking
guidance
and
on
I'm
you.
just missing left and right. This is not a great moment for Ray.
Ray is freaking out, man.
Yeah, Ray is freaking out, man. But Guardian of
These are
Fate,
panic spells, panic spells, panic spells.
literally. Okay, well, that's that then.
That's that. All right. At the end of your turn,
I'm not paying attention to the turn order. Like, how does this go?
it goes Ray, Glory, Mummy, Dane, Chimera.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I've been getting just confused because legendary actions confuse me sometimes because I'm like,
Yeah.
and that was their turn. Now we move on. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But there is going to be a legendary action after Radiance's turn. The mummy is very, very, very upset with Chimera right now, as this sickle is just stabbed and hooked into his chest. He is going to turn, and he.
Come on, buddy. Come at me.
Let's see here. You see him raise up his both hands, flick one hand out, and you watch a very familiar spell as a spiritual weapon emerges like from its back. It's a very long, large scythe that kind of comes out and just hooks around. It's just dripping with this necrotic energy as it's just
Oathbreaker cleric!
it's just forming behind him, and you watch as he's just looking at you. He then turns his attention back down towards the group as the scythe slings for you. So let's see here. That's a 24.
That hits.
Yeah. Where did the damage to that go?
Oh no.
Here it is. Okay. That is going to be 14 points of force damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Okay. Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, that's good actually. 15 plus 2, 17.
Perfect. That's just what you need. So nothing else happens. Yeah, this scythe just comes up to me at your level and slices down. You feel a good slice like across your chest. You're kind of pushed back just a little bit just from the force. And that is that legendary action. It is Glory's turn.
Great. So I'm going to do something entirely selfish, and I'm going to cast Death Ward on myself. It's a 4th level spell. It just basically means next time that I go to 0, I don't go to 0, I drop to 1.
I was about to say, is that selfish or is that you just setting yourself up for success because you're about to like
Yeah, because
Die.
you decided to let us share
Warding
damage.
Yeah.
I'm at 4 HP, so I'm just very glad that last mummy did not attack my friend Radiance over here. And then I'm also going to use a mass healing word because it is the only spell I can do that is a bonus action and heals me.
Perfect.
So everyone will get some amount of heals. They'll get... That's nice. 8. Everyone gets 8 HP back. So, yes.
Still pissed about my max HP.
ass healing.
I'm a
words.
little
Keeping
annoyed
us on our
too.
toes.
I can't attack him at the moment or I'll lose my sanctuary, so I'm just trying to, stay alive and buff.
Is Sanctuary helping you right now though? Like,
It's
or would it
not
be-
because no one is attacking me. All the damage I've gotten is from Radiance.
From me,
warding
yeah.
so then
off.
I honestly, it might be wise to just drop it.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
But that's also up to you.
I just thought it would be better to spread out the thing because I cannot heal the person.
That's true. That's true.
I can just take some of
Okay.
that damage. I can't heal it. So
Absolutely.
Is that your turn?
that is my action, bonus action. If I can, I'm gonna try and get away from the mummy, but if I'm within 5 feet, I'm not gonna.
No, you're not within 5 feet. You could easily back to basically the opposite corner if
Yeah.
you like. As you're
I would
kind of
like to get
observing that.
out of melee range
Perfect.
or out of easy hit range.
Yeah. Yeah, you back up, you're just bloodied and obviously hurt and just kind of leaning against this corner, looking around at the scene before you. After your turn, he is going to spend 2 legendary actions to you see he reaches down. He actually pushes down at the sand, and you watch it kind of begin to be pushed up, and as it's coming up, it's turning into dark smoke. It's just kind of this dark smoke that's floating around as this negative energy just pushes throughout the chamber. You don't know what it did, but that's that. And now it is the mummy's turn. And it is
so many.
It is going to look up at Chimere, and it is going to take its sword, swing up at you at the same time that the scythe is going to swing over at you as well.
Oh, sick.
He's pulling no punches.
Nope. That's okay. No, it's not.
15. It's a 15 for one and a 12 for the other.
The 12 does not hit. The 15 actually does.
Okay, so we'll say, yeah, the sword slams into you, and you kind of use that momentum. You almost grab onto the sword for a moment to help push yourself over, so the scythe just slices right past your face.
Okay.
So the attack. That's going to be 12 points of piercing damage. As this sword is wedged into your side right now. And so he sliced the sword into you, and he does kind of reach up, hand on you, about to try to pull the sword back out. But hand is on you. That is
actually, can I, I can technically take a reaction right now, right?
Mhm.
yes.
I'm gonna cast Hellish Rebuke against the son of a bitch.
Yeah, baby.
I just literally just push my finger, because I'm within range, and just push my finger up against his the bridge of his where his nose would be, and I just flames immediately but they're blue, so they're hot
Yes.
burning flames. And he will take he actually has to make a dexterity saving throw.
It is a natural 1.
No!
Yeah!
So this will be
Good,
crit
good, good, good.
damage.
Oh my gosh.
Crit damage.
Crit damage? Oh wait,
Yeah.
so 2d10, I don't even have to roll it, so it's just the max, right?
No,
No.
you'll roll and then just double your total.
Oh, double it. Yes, sorry.
Everyone's rules are different too, so
That is really great. It's 6, so double, that's 12 points of whatever damage it is. Fire damage.
Oh, it's fire damage?
Yes.
He's a dry mummy. Something.
Yeah, fire damage.
Okay, so here's what happens.
Oh, shit.
You had hooked this scimitar into his chest, and as he's turned and his attention was on you, that sword attack to your side, that made you let go of the scimitar. Not, unintentionally, of course, but you're kind of pushed back a little bit. The scimitar is still just hooked in his chest, and as you dodge that scythe, you then just reach down, grab right into his face, and just dig one of your fingers into. It just mushes in so easily, and then you see flames starting to erupt from his eyes and his mouth and his ears, and as this flame starts to erupt, you see his eyes grow even wider, and you see he lets go of his sword that's in your side, and he starts staggering backwards. You watch as he staggers back, and he grabs onto your sickle that is stuck in his chest, and he's trying to move it, but when he does, the flames grow even higher on his face. You watch the flames moving down his neck, moving to his chest. You see flames coming out from where your sickle is shoved inside of his chest there, and he falls to his knees, and the flames just burst up even higher. You watch all of the mummy's wrappings and flesh just starting to burn away. You hear this just sick bellowing in his throat as he falls, and he slumps back against the wall, not moving, still holding on to the sickle in his chest.
Thank Odin. I'm gonna if we're out of initiative, I'm going
We
to
are out of initiative.
Yes.
I'm-
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna have
Nice.
Chimere just real quick make a perception check.
Okay.
I'm gonna prayer of healing while that's happening.
14. That's not really great.
What was that one more time?
14.
Oh,
Okay.
so darn good.
Dane, make an investigation check for me.
Oh, I've got a +0 to that, so let's see how this
Sweet.
goes.
Do well. Please do well.
Natural 20.
12.
So Chimere, looking at this corpse that is now burning on the ground, you see as the flames are starting to die down, your sickle, what it is stabbed into appears to be like one glowing heart on the inside, and it's still just stabbed into it. Dane, as you're looking around the sarcophagus where you were kind of moving your attention to before, it takes you a moment because there's writing of every language on the side of this sarcophagus. It seems to have like a few lines in each language, and as you're realizing that, you immediately start looking for a language that you understand. Before we resolve that, let's get these healing rolls out of the way and see
Everyone
what everyone
regains
else.
14 HP.
I didn't need it. I'm at my fake max,
Oh.
but thank you.
I mostly did it because I need it, but
Yeah, I'm sure. You took a lot of damage.
A lot of damage.
So much damage.
I even had Sanctuary up. Like, none of it was directed at me.
I know. It sucks.
AoEs, man. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm good.
he was just going after whoever pissed him off, so.
Yep.
Dane, he just didn't like short people.
If I could, unless you have other things that you were going to say, Carrie.
Everyone can say what they would like to do
Okay.
before I, as Dane is still kind of looking at all of these writings.
Cool. I'm gonna walk up to the body then. I will grab my sickle. And I will like sort of like kneel down. And I will like put my hand against this creature. And I will just say, may our lady in silver guide you in the night and bring you to the new dawn. And that is all I'm going to say. And then I'm gonna take that heart out.
All right, so you take the heart out, and the moment you do, there's this moment where you realize that the bones were slowly strengthening. And as you pull the heart out, you realize it stops, and the bones actually crumble and fall into sand. You have stopped any potential regeneration. As Dane, you find an inscription on the side of the sarcophagus, basically stating, the never dying king.
Oh, I think we know who this guy is. This guy's a never dying king, guys.
That's
What gave you
wonderful.
that idea?
This inscription here that I found.
That
Sorry,
explains
Dane,
what I
that was
just saw when I
sarcasm.
pulled out the heart.
He did not get this sarcasm.
Can I cast Identify on the glowing thing that
Good idea.
my friend is
Sure.
carrying?
Sure. Interesting. Read me the specifics of what Identify does.
So I'm going to like fiddle with a little bead and a raven feather that's on my spear, and you choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell, which is 1 minute. If it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, and how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
Okay, this is just it's just weird. So just go
Yeah.
go with me here. It is a
Okay.
cursed item. This
Right.
item is cursed. And we'll say, for the sake of my fuzziness, you have fuzziness from what you're actually kind of receiving.
It's like
from-
translating like a weird language. It's some
It's
weird
just-
whack
it's-
fuzz.
Yeah, it's just not super clear. But you're smart enough to realize the connection between there being nothing outside. It seems to be coming from this heart or this item itself. Like, if this were destroyed or taken away from this area, the effect that it is putting off to the rest of this island may go away.
So is everything like dead on the island, or is it just like keeping things away?
You're not sure. Like the plant life seemed fine, but the only thing you really saw was that creature that was dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's been entirely silent, which tells me that it probably is just like casting things away from it. Not
Is this the
necessarily
thing that
killing
we've
it.
been sent here to like?
I mean,
take
we were
care?
supposed to just like wipe out any like evilness that's in this on this island.
Well, this was pretty evil.
Well, this
pretty
is
dang
plenty
evil.
cursed, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could try. I suppose we could try.
Can I like get from my identify thing if there would be any ill will for actually like trying to destroy it, or like?
You don't gather that it would try to like fight back or anything like that.
Yeah. Great. Okay. So.
But we can't keep it on us for very long
No.
because it'll attune to us. We would know that, right?
Yeah, can it be attuned to? Is it? That's a thing on identify.
You actually don't think so. It seems very specifically oriented towards that mummy lord.
Okay. Yeah, so it's like a custom order kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose one of us could just start hitting it and see what happens. Or we could all have a go at it, I suppose.
Is there any way I could like use one of my channel divinities to try and destroy it, like a kind of turn undead variant thing? Because it feels like, it feels like radiant stuff.
For sure, I'll say that Chimere was like, we could all take turns, and you just look at it and focus on it, and then this like radiant energy fills the inside of it, and it just cracks and crumbles, and you see, you kind of hear the mummy's just deep mourning moan as it this black smoke floats up and disappears.
Well, that worked better than anticipated.
Yeah, honestly.
Much better.
Great.
And there wasn't like anything else really of interest other than like the
book. The book.
book.
Dane's looking
Right.
over at the book.
Oh,
go for
dang.
the book. I was thinking
I could cast
Shenmue?
identify on that too.
On the book?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, you inspect the book. Nothing magical about it. It is a book on necromancy. Has different rituals, different spells, different.
the idiot's guide to
Necromancy.
raising mummies.
Pretty much, yeah.
Necromancy for dummies.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Okay.
it's right up Dane's alley.
I'm actually going to hand it to Dane because I'm like, books.
Who
Usually
needs
I
them?
punch things.
Books. Who needs them?
Okay.
Yeah, my intelligence is not good, so.
Echoing what Moss said, is there anything else in this room of
Anything
worth?
shiny?
Yeah.
The only thing is the sarcophagus. You can look inside of it if you want.
It's closed, right?
No, it's open.
No, it's half
Oh,
open.
it's open?
I never got a chance to close it. I found the
It's
inscription
like-
on the outside.
Like if this was how the lid fits on, it's like this.
Cool.
So like the corners are kind of open.
I'm gonna look for shinies.
Oh, I'm not peeking my head in there. I will close it though before we
If I get cursed, I get cursed. I was literally like this close to dead 2 minutes ago. I can get there really quickly at this point. Plus, I still have my death ward up, so I'm
I
gonna.
looked death in the face and I laughed. A curse is nothing to me.
All right, so you kind of move that sarcophagus lid aside and you look in.
Yeah, I'm gonna either percept or investigate. I guess it's up to you.
Investigate would be.
That is worse. Great. That's a 16.
Okay, so as you're pushing it open, it is still full of sand from the whatever spell the mummy had performed earlier. So you kind of like start just kind of pushing some away, kind of scooping some out, just looking around inside of this thing. After a little bit, there's definitely no body inside. Like the body that disintegrated in the corner, definitely the body that was in here.
Great, good to know.
And as you're pushing through a little bit further, you don't find anything of like magical use or anything like that, but you do find a really beautiful like gem encrusted dagger. It looks like more of like a ceremonial dagger than an actual like useful dagger, but you do find a very beautiful dagger that had been buried with him.
Does it give magic vibes? Like, should I identify it again? Or
It
is
does
just
not.
Like, it's just
It
like
does
a
not give
fancy
magic
dagger.
vibes.
Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna pick it up and get cursed. This sort of
Right.
thing.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
pick
don't-
it up
you don't-
and, offer it to Edgelord and Radiance, because shiny and dagger person.
I am fine. So
Okay.
it's all yours.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Thank
give it
you.
to.
Gib, please.
Give, please.
Okay.
I'm going to close the sarcophagus now.
Yeah.
You're
I'll
just
help
waiting
with that.
Yeah.
Push it,
for Glory to be
yeah.
finished, and now you're like,
very,
all right.
very nervously, like, you done? Are you done?
Uh-huh.
Are you done?
Oh,
Did you find anything? Can I close it now?
All
Dan
right,
would definitely
as
be
you-
there with you. He'd
Too
be like,
much
I think we need to
goddamn
close this up.
sand.
All right, the four of you work together to close it. As soon as it's closed and it falls into place, you hear it seal. It just all the way around,
Ooh.
seals shut.
Okay.
All right, and as you're walking out of this chamber, you hear the crunching of hundreds of locusts in sand as you are just walking out. The further you get down the chamber, the lower the sand is until you're finally just walking on dirt. You get over to the ladder, you climb up. The area looks the same. In your experience, any sort of curses that have to do with land, it probably takes a little while for visual effects to actually change.
Okay.
Unless there is anything specifically you would like to play out by relaying this information to the king, we can do that. Or I will ask each of you how this story ends for each of your characters.
The sand
Okay.
is in my hair for weeks. It will not come out. It is like I have been to the beach of hell. As I'm wandering on the roads of this kingdom, I'm just like constantly like, I'm like, is it all out of my shoes? No. Every time I take my socks off for weeks. But yeah.
Well, since like Radiance already kind of exists in canon, and I think where I left off before was like that her and Blake, her partner, sort of like do the adventuring thing for a while. So like this is just another job that's completed, and so she just returns back home to Blake and just continues to be an adventuring lesbian duo, as
She's like,
as
you'll
one
never
does.
guess what happened.
It was wild, and also I like met my twin. It was my opposite. It's a whole. I'll tell you about it later.
Twilight twins.
Twilight.
Twilight twins.
I think Dane returns to his order. He would probably, give a full report, a written report, of course, because he loves books and things. And they would probably say, "Okay, it's almost like you've earned your wings in this order," and he would probably become a full-on like cleric at that point.
I think for Chimere, being a priest of the church, I suppose sanctuary or something of sorts of Selune, goes back there. It was sort of like it was viewed as a sort of trial run before becoming what that order would consider a silver star, which is someone who travels and spreads the word of their deity, and sort of comes back, relays all the information, not written, orally, and then probably spends like a good couple days just like reciting prayers, sitting in like a sort of trance to make sure any evilness that has like come back from that island is like sort of casted away, and then decides to take to a life of traveling and spreading the word of of his deity. So
Fantastic. Yeah, you all returned. You were paid very well. And all of you await another mission. Maybe you'll see each other again. Maybe you'll cross each other's paths.
Certainly hope so.
But that is the story of our clerics.
Yay!
What was
Mummies
the black
over.
fog thing? Was it some health stopping?
Oh yeah, it didn't matter because he killed him. But
Hell
the
yeah.
black fog, that was gonna prevent any healing at all.
Yeah, I guessed from the black
That
fog.
would have been
like,
cruel.
I know. I was like, damn it! I
should have done that earlier.
know.